God.
We should be on.
Oh, give me all things are lawful, but not all things are. You good?
Yeah, we should be on. I'm just gonna check it.
Book that's it. Romans, isn't it? Yeah.
Are we good?
You good? Right. Just say, Carl, hello. Yeah.
Hawa, Hashem, Yalshai, Hashem, Kamadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone.
Honors.
Honors to brothers out there in the highway, wording and saying the truth. I just want to speak about this guy Tazaya. He was on a live stream with that Tommy Sotomayor, and they were going in again about this age of consenting according to the Bible. And this thing ain't difficult to understand. All right, this really ain't difficult to understand. In fact, real quick, get me wait, it's gonna come to my brain. Romans 12 and 2. Is it like 12 and 2? Be not conformed to the world. When you come in,
It's like it's required because even on that, if I can build, because one of the things that just happened with Megyn Kelly on her show, basically they were talking, I believe, about the whole Epstein thing. One of the things they said, well, one of the girls was 14. What's wrong? No, it was 15. What's wrong with that? Or whatever, you know.
Because listen, you have, as a man, right, you have to approach things with intelligence. You have to apply prudence. If you use emotion as your guide of judgment, well, you have to apply the scriptures. But that's what we need to start. You start with the scriptures, then you apply prudence and be a thinking man. You're not supposed to be operating off just emotion, because that's where you're always going to go wrong. That's the carnal man that deals with sensualities. All right, and this whole age of consent thing is simple research. It's very simple research, and if you go and research it in the ancient world, to the most part, eligibility for marriage was around, for men and women, was for around puberty. And the usual is it would be an older man, maybe 25 to 30, who will be being married to a younger girl, and there would be reasons for that, because people see relationships today as some teenage fantasy, because we're in the modern times. So sex is completely without contract. Sex is open. Man can just diggly wherever you feel like, and it's all cool. Whereas in the ancient world, sex had more order to it. Sex was bound mainly to marriage, which is a contract. And it came with weight. Because when you're talking about marriage, you're talking about setting up a family. You're now the head of a household. So you wouldn't really get a 12-year-old getting married. That's a 12-year-old. Just because you can have sex, they mean just went out there and diggly daddly. You have to build yourself up as a man with understanding, with wisdom, with know-how, and then you go get yourself a wife, because now you have the ability to lead a family or do what you got to do. Which is why most people are getting married as a man at much older age. Women now, it was less on them to do that, so they were getting married at a younger age. Yeah. So there would usually be an age gap. Yeah. But in the modern time, we're used to people getting together at the same age level, because that's been removed. And if you're used to that, when you see an age gap, because you conform to this one, it's going to have a certain reaction to it. But we're not here for all that.
But that's where all that unsensitive, sex comes around, man. All this youngster shit.
Oh,
having sex at a young age, not able to do nothing with, their status or nothing.
Yep.
And so women have all these bad experiences or whatever because of that sort of shit.
Because sex is free now. Sex is all over the place. It's willy-nilly. And in the ancient world, it just wouldn't be like that. Sex was more controlled, more adult. It was mature to understand that you weren't going around dibbly dabbling every woman. We weren't in the age of free sex. We live in the world of women's liberation and what they call free sex. So sex is just flying around everywhere from all over the place. You got that scripture in the conforming. Let's start with that. So you have to take that into context. Simple research will show you that the age of consent laws when they began in the UK, were about prostitution. It was to stop girls, young girls, becoming prostitutes. And then if there was an issue that came about, because that's where the whole jailbait came along. Because before that, man weren't looking for no ID. If a girl looked like a woman, they would deal with her. But now it's like, boy, she could be like 15. Now you're going to jail, but she looks the same as an 18-year-old. And that's why it was called jailbait. Because according to your eyes and a normal nature, that's a woman. But the law has put an arbitrary date and said no. And now, so you're being criminalized for something that doesn't exist, which is why in the Bible,
which varies from country to country.
which varies from country to country, it's arbitrary. And it's really giving the state and at that time the church power over something that was supposed to reside with the families, which is when the young girl or young woman should be getting married. That decision is really supposed to belong to the father, not the state.
Because the elder said change from country to country. I would say like people love Japan, but up until 2023, that age of consent was 13.
There you go.
Right? There were stipulations around it, but it was still legally, federally, if you want, 13.
Because some people, if you're in a particular town or you're in a particular village, those group of families might decide arbitrarily that their daughters don't get married till a certain age. And that's fine, because they've decided that family. Because whose choice is it ultimately? It goes back to the family. So what they decide. You've got conformity. Yeah, let's get that.
So we go for Romans 12:2. And it be not conformed to this world.
The word conform, as human beings, you can be normalized to a particular culture. And when you become normalized to a particular culture, usually what happens is anything outside of that, you have negative mental effects to it. Like, for instance, some man see a man eating rice with their hands, and they're like, oh, how could you do that? Like, because they're so used to eating with a fork, because they conform. From the time they were children, they conform to the idea of eating rice with a fork. So they see you eating with their hands, and it's almost grotesque to them. Whereas my man that's grown up eating rice with their hands, it's not grotesque. It's normal. So, but which one of them is right? It's not. So then it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's a matter of conformity. But there still can be a negative reaction to that idea, because it's outside of what you conform to. So anytime you break conformity, you'll find there's usually a negative feeling that you have to overcome to do something which is outside of what's known as your comfort zone. So obviously, we grow up in this society and we grow up in this modern day age of consent business here. To discuss anything outside of that is going to be uncomfortable.
The caveat, we speak conformity, by the way.
Yeah,
We have to state that.
You do need to keep the laws in your constituency regarding driving, regarding marriage and sex.
Drinking and anything.
Just to keep that straight. But what we're talking about is in your mind. So your mind is different than your actions, because obviously you got to be constrained by the laws of the society. But the point is that there's nothing wrong if when you hear us say that, well, according to the law, according to the Bible, well, a woman is eligible for marriage from puberty. It's not a set date, it's just puberty. Now it's up to you to apply your wisdom. And that's how it would be in the scriptures. At first, when you hear that, it's gonna feel a certain way because you're not used to that. Your first reaction is gonna be like, that's crazy. That's you now having to battle the conformity you have. It's just like the idea that God don't love everyone. If you've been raised up your whole life to believe that the God you worship is a God that loves everyone, the first time you hear that God don't love everyone, you're gonna have a negative reaction to that. You're gonna be like, that don't sound right, or I don't feel right about that. Yeah, because you've conformed to a way already. Now you read the scriptures, and over time through the Spirit, you sway to the right way. You overcome that, but you can't go on your initial emotion. To be not conformed,
And it be not conformed to this world, but it be ye transformed.
transform. Trans meaning movement. Transform. You move from one form to another, which means your mind is moving from one form to another. So something that you wouldn't necessarily accept in this mindset, you're transforming, you're renewing your mind over to a new mindset. So you got the Hebrew Israelite mindset, which is based upon the Bible and biblical customs, and you have the modern day Babylonian mindset, which is based upon these modern day Babylonian customs. To go from one to the other is difficult It's not something we don't know. Listen,
Change is difficult.
change is difficult. When you've been raised up in a certain thing your whole life, yeah, no one ain't gonna tell you it's gonna feel good to make that change because it's gonna feel unfamiliar. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But guess what? The more you're enlightened and the more you take hold of wisdom, the more what the scripture's saying will make sense and you conform to that in your mind. And the other thing becomes strange. Yeah, that's some bullshit because you understand. So what do you need to do? You need to strive for the understanding. And the understanding that overcomes the discomfort.
Because what we understand now, learning the scriptures and seeing how the world is now in comparison to the scriptures, that the shit that we've got going on now don't work.
Don't work.
It don't fucking work. There's a whole bunch of chaos that this brings. Right? And you might think, oh, this way is barbaric and women's rights and all this bullshit. But ultimately what this produces is solid families. You know what I mean? Order, structure, duty. Right? Which is fucking far better than what we received here.
But Cesaria is a big emotion. He's a big ball of emotion. And you can't be a judge among the people if you're a big ball, big cuddly ball, big 6'3" ball of emotion. It doesn't work. You got to grow up. You have to be able to have a mature conversation about mature things. And part of having that mature conversation is understanding everything and not be closed off in your mind. Is there more than that?
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Most
So
High.
you know what the good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High is. So that means you're guided by the scriptures and what the Lord wants. And now you become agreeable to what the Lord wants. So before, you weren't agreeable because you were conforming to this world, but you transform your mind and now you become agreeable to the way of the Lord.
And that's the whole part of you being born again. Because you're shedding off that old man that grew up in this world and we're conforming to the ways of the Heavenly Father. Like I said, at the beginning, you might not like the idea of what we read. But there's certain things that are hard to digest than others. But as a man of God, if you're really sincere about learning the truth and being one with the Most High, these are things you're going to have to get over.
Some people grow up with the idea, the death penalty sounds strange to them. Public lashings, stonings, burnings. The nastiness is in the scripture. But the more you understand judgment, you understand that, that's the will of the Lord, though. And that's good. You feel me? It just goes back into the whole thing of the man having power over the woman. Man's get emotional about it because, again, this world teaches you to see it in a negative way. Yeah. But no one ain't telling you to abuse your woman or your children. That's what
Be not a dragon.
Take you to that level. Also, if I still got to be in order. I was talking to a woman the other day, just a quick segue, and she was telling me about her daughter did some madness. She was meant to get ready for school and she didn't. She just did madness. Folly is bound in the heart of a child, right? Their mind will stray and do madness. Now, what she said to me was, because when I was growing up, my dad would only have to look at me. Yeah? But I didn't fear him. He's going to throw that bullshit in there. Because guess what? In this modern world, they've been taught that the children shouldn't fear their parents. It's a bad thing. So you don't want to make her dad look bad when she obviously did fear him. She said it about 50 times. So it was reasserted. All he would have to do is look at me and do it. And I remember he only beat me once. He only beat me once. Yeah.
Precept.
And then with my dad, and then I'm listening to her and she goes, but and then so what would be the natural conclusion? If you were a well-behaved child because your dad beat you and you feared it, right? But your child don't respect you, the conclusion should be that way. Maybe you should be raising your child the way your father did. But what does modern society tell you about someone like your father? That's bad. Right? So then she said to me, because you shouldn't beat a child because it's not really the way that they're going to learn. And I'm like, but hold on, you learn. You literally just, the whole point of the conversation you were saying was you learn from the fear of your father to stay in line. And now your children are not staying in line, but you don't put two and two together because you're not laying down the discipline.
And it may be the case here, it might not work with every child. There's some children just demons, right?
There's something answer for that.
That's what I'm saying, right? But then there's never to that, right? You man can get the root, right?
You're telling me.
The bad breed. They call them bad breeds.
But for the most part, these methods work,
Yeah.
Of course.
right? Because what kid wants to keep beating?
Well, you got
none of us enjoyed it.
You got a whole generation of parents who have convinced themselves
Yeah.
because of Esau
Yeah.
that those methods are barbaric and don't work. And don't get me wrong, there are instances where parents were abusing their children. But nobody's telling you to abuse your child.
Business.
And this is
That's what schools do. You gain wisdom using the scripture.
an emotional person. When you say, "Oh, you can beat your child," it's not flying off the handle because guess what? Modern world tells you not to do that. I'm gonna say something else. A man's gonna get crazy. Don't beat your woman. Don't do it because you're gonna go to jail. But you could beat your woman. You could put discipline punishment. Now let's keep it on seats. Man, hear that now. And what they're picturing is the man that comes home from the wife beat they just lost. Arsenal
Heineken.
just lost to Man United and Emirates. Just random example. Arsenal just lost to Man United and Emirates. The man's already pissed off. He's come home and his woman's there like, and she serves him the dinner and maybe like the pork loin for the satisfaction. And he gets up and
Heineken's warm.
he's giving him breaking the rib and the eye. Come on, man. Now you just
That's it. Stupidness.
no
reasoning.
But in the law, you realize that almost anyone can get beat. Stripes is a thing of punishment in the law. And as a man over your household, you would have you could put your woman straight. You could put your children straight. But okay, let's take it to the children. If your child does something, do you give them like 50 uppercuts here?
Killer combo.
Break their arm and and they're on the floor now, bleeding and limping away, broken. You'd be like, bro, what you doing?
And you gotta remember this, man. That the house is a business. You can't mess up your family that bad, bro. Because how are you gonna operate?
That's insane. That's not reasonable at all.
Yep.
But when
force.
you could lay discipline in your household, and no man couldn't come to you and say, "Well, why did you do that?" You spank your wife, same way you spank your children. You have that authority. Don't do it though.
Yeah.
You're gonna get arrested. But you see, when we talk about it though, because we've been growing, man, are gonna get emotional. Oh no, you can't. No, you can't tell a man he can't. That's not in the law. Show me the law that says that.
Yeah.
Now you're not talking about the law. You're talking about your own emotions.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make your emotions be the law.
For this.
Well, even add to your point, according to the law, if a man takes a wife and he tries to lie that
She's not
she wasn't a virgin, spit in his face, and then he could get chastised by the priest and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you say that, you say, but yeah, that's right, man. Bitch ass nigga. Makes him feel good. Like, yeah, he's been held accountable. But then, if you flip it to, if she's doing something and she has to get got, then it's like, oh, you can't do that.
Esau injected that because I'll tell you this. See, my grandmother's generation. I used to be there all the time, and my aunt would be like, "Oh, you should have been there." You know what I'm saying? No, that's not right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about, man? But it's this Esau's done all this stuff, and then because man have been raised in it, they have that conformity, and then there's an emotion for it. Go ahead.
They demonize the Bible.
Then they demonize the Bible. Well, these things are in the Bible, but you have to be mature about beating children.
Yep.
You can't be immature. Oh, yes, I was going to punch you off an uppercut. Or, no, man, be mature. Everything has a balance and a wisdom that needs to be applied.
You need to know why you chastise them in the first place. It's a lesson. They're supposed to learn from it, man.
Yeah, they're supposed to grow from it. And I was thinking about that the other day. You know, you get these men that do conditioning. You don't condition the leg by breaking it. You apply enough of force, and then it becomes conditioned. But if you just hit it with a sledgehammer and break it, that's not conditioning, that's breaking. So balance.
Sirach 4:30. Be not as a lion in thy house.
Right, the Bible tells you you're not a lion in your house. See, that's abusive. He just run around the place beating everyone, uppercutting people, which Esau puts in his movies. And that becomes the viewpoint of the patriarch. That's why most people have the viewpoint that in the ancient world, man was just going around uppercutting women. Women couldn't say nothing, which is bullshit. It's not the reality. The reality of life is that's not how it was. Man would listen to their wife. They just didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's emotion. It's like man would just have their kids there, like, and the kids couldn't move an inch, or man would go over there and kick them up like a football. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? People are real people with relationships, man. Man love their daughters, they love their sons, they love their wives, they treat. But
Yeah,
you
can
are
I-
gonna get people that are abusive. But that's the lion, and the Bible tells you,
Well,
don't be not be a lion.
Those things are outliers. You know, those abusive ones are those few in society that do it, which they can get.
But then they'll
punished,
take that and say you need to take away all the power.
Yeah.
No. Just because someone abuses power doesn't mean the power shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
They're the issue. So,
Can I grab this? Because whenever the whole beating your woman things comes up, I think of this
not
preset,
that we're
right?
out here promoting
No,
being
exactly,
cool,
yeah.
like, you see, 'cause, again, you can't have a mature conversation because man are gonna get all emotional
Yeah.
and act like we're telling that, and then you might get a dickhead thinking, "Oh, so you GMS it, bro." Well, then you're a dickhead.
Well, like this, yeah. How many times have we seen certain situations where they get her herself and her man like they like talking shit?
Mm.
You know, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you're just going through a group of men, and then one accidentally barges your table, and you go, "Here's the man." You're like, "Alright, so see how fuck is this?"
Fine.
And then she goes, "Yeah, I got a man who beat what?"
He's just like, wait, what?
It's like her. Chill.
Give it to Sean Connery.
Yeah, because you know what? There's eight of these crazy
You
niggas.
gonna die.
It's no money.
Yeah.
And we both could die because you.
There's an instance where a woman could get her ass beat. That exists. And then, but that don't mean that every time a woman get her ass beat, it was right. But the same goes for men. There's an instance where a man had to get his ass beat.
Yeah.
But there's an instance when, oh man, he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
That don't mean now we can't. No, bro. It's on a case by case basis, bro.
It varies on the individual. Some people you might just let slide, man, for that time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you have to. She does it. You have to beat the shit out of her.
Yo,
Bro, it's
grab
not saying that.
Yeah, but
But
again,
there is understanding and wisdom you have to apply in certain situations because people can get out of order, man.
it's the abuse. It's the idea that a man will always just be abusive.
Mm.
It's the demonizing of the man.
Yeah.
That a man cannot have authority because if you give the man authority, he's only going to be abusive. That's just the normal way of life, which is bullshit.
I mean, if you look at Esau, yeah, maybe. You know,
Why
because he got
Joffrey.
power, right? Yeah. Joffrey.
Yeah,
Because he got the power.
Mm.
You know, and so yeah, you used to him using power, but
But
like,
that's not true. Listen, man are soft with the girl.
Can I grab that? Can I grab that? So First Corinthians,
The girl with a delicate flow.
point I want at the end. 1 Corinthians 11:7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High.
and that's
woman-
you have to accept that both sides make them to higher status.
Oh, now the emotion is fine.
That's just what it is, man. You know, that's just what it is, right? If someone has
There's honor.
Yeah.
you know,
But-
just like your child is not above you,
Mm.
right? You are not above the man. It's how it is.
Because they see everything else. And this is another thing. So if you say one thing is more valuable, it means the other thing has no value.
Yeah.
It's just emotional people, man. They think on such an immature
Oh.
level.
Uh,
You can't have a conversation with someone that's that immature.
Quick one. This is 1 Corinthians 14. Verse. Brethren, be not children in understanding. How be it in malice be children, but in understanding be men.
Yeah, don't be childish. Oh, he said the man's more valuable than the woman. So that means the woman ain't got no value. Oh, calm your fucking ass down, man. Why stop being girl? Stop being emotional, man. Just accept that something could have value, but something else could be more valuable. Silver is valuable, but gold has more value. Oh, but if I say gold is more valuable than silver, that means silver ain't got no value. Well, you're being emotional.
Remember back in the day, there was that.
God. God.
You guys had on silver being more valuable than gold. Remember that?
I remember that.
Bro, you know what, man? Just been these.
You know, one thing you randomly found on
Oh, finish that off.
Yep.
You had to say.
It says, but the woman is the glory of the man, right? And the reason why, I always think about that one, because at the end of the day, as I was going into, a man loves his woman. Like, what man really wants to come home and his woman's got a black eye?
Yeah, but they don't. Listen, it's the gender war.
Yeah,
The
Johnny
gender
Joffrey.
war has to make everyone just be immature and hateful. That's what the gender war is all about. It's not about harmony. It's about causing beef where each side sees the other as Satan incarnated, and it's just bullshit. You can't go along with that. Like, there should be a world. If people come up with stupid stuff, there should be a world without women, or there should be a world without men. No, how is what kind of stupid?
What kind of gay shit is that?
The Bible says, "The man is not without the woman, neither is the woman without the man." It's literally made to coexist together. But Esau got the gender war going. Man can't put a group of men and a group of women on a podcast without World War III breaking out for no fucking reason. In the West, anywhere else, it just wouldn't be like that. Man would just be normal. But as soon as you put the podcast on, it has to be contention, like over stupid shit that no one cares about. Anyway, go on, got a precept there.
Yeah, some in the law as well. It says this is Deuteronomy 25:11. This might get men emotional as well. It says, when men strive together, one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand and taketh him by the secrets.
You're not allowed to touch the man's balls. The jewels, the royal seed. The seed is to be respected.
It says, then thou shalt cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her.
That's right. So she could come and help break it up, but she can't grab his balls.
But this is also a thing now. Look, a woman in the ancient world can understand that. She should know that
The law.
Yeah, the law, right? So she knows that she can't do that. If you just be abrasive and just like, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, women get like that. You have to face the consequences then, you know. But this is why learning and studying and understanding law is important to all of us, right? Because it sets out what you can and can't do.
It's like,
You know?
hey, you know what, man? Fuck it. Let's get the what was we holding? Get the law and the liberty, and then we're gonna get the law on the. The only where it mentions the age of consent, which is Corinthians 7. I'll go back here, and then also let's go back to Deuteronomy, where it all began, where all the emotions.
Yeah, because now this on Deuteronomy, I was thinking about this. Whenever these people in the world they talk about, people that the posh, right? They're like, they should be killed, blah blah blah. What the scriptures actually say in certain circumstances that man would be killed.
You gotta go by the law, man. Well, we're gonna get it. And anyway,
Bro, it's law and order. It tells
Exactly.
you how to conduct yourself in this situation.
but again, if you transplant, but this world we live in now is so hypersexualized, and so deviant. It's hella deviant, and most people don't understand how deviant it is because you're taking your mindset from now and trying to proclaim it back when man didn't have Playboy magazines in their face all day. Man didn't have all the sexual images plastered in their face. Their man was just living in villages.
Yeah.
So the level of sexual deviancy was nowhere near what it is now. Like, men weren't acting crazy and super blusty like these men are now. This is crazy. But it's because you can't help it. Bro, you walk down the street and it's just thongs everywhere, breasts all out in your face, pussy just wild. They sell you products based upon it. So you can't even look at a product without sex being put in your face. Then you go watch something and there's a man on the TV and he's got 20 gal in your face. In a music video, tip drill, you're like, oh shit, like my life is inadequate. This is not the reality of the free love mentality and the women's liberation way of sex is just way out there. It wasn't like that before. So man can't understand that. Well, we're gonna get into it, but most men, when you were growing up, weren't getting punani like how someone gets that.
Working.
Like, you weren't just going out on a Friday night every Friday night and pulling a different girl because that didn't exist. There was either wives and there was a few prostitutes around. Other man, they were just chilling until they worked off enough money to get a wife. And if it took years, it took years. But now there's punani so available everywhere. If you think that's normal, well, it's not normal. Hookup culture, but that's not normal.
So I was saying it's frying your mind. That's the thing, because it's like you go outside of the West and you go in certain cultures and then you come back to the West. You're like, oh shit. I weren't feeling lost for the last couple of weeks when I was away.
This place is all about the carnal flesh that you activate every 2 seconds. And once you're in that mode, it's hard to break your mind out of that mode.
I was going to add to that. That's why in certain countries, getting married is like drinking water. It's like it's ingrained in the custom because that's being held accountable for sex.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I always say, man, if I was with a lady from Ghana, I'm gonna have to Ghanaians marry young. Like, it's so ingrained in the culture.
They got a way to do it.
Yep.
Like, well, once you get her pregnant, before you know it, someone's putting a suit on.
By the time I come out the chamber, that's coming out the chamber into the ceremony.
Yeah, before you know,
Yeah.
That's how they do it. That's how
Yeah. It's like it's built on in China. There's one woman where she can't bring her child back to the UK because she's no longer officially with her husband. So it's like over there, it's like within different parts of the world, not having both parties fucks your whole situation up. Remember, we met them two girls, and they were basically saying in China, you can't send your child to school if your parents aren't married.
All right, go ahead. The Caribbeans, yeah? Yeah. No. Someone get the Liberty Romans first. Like, because the law, what Tazariak's trying to do, he's trying to put man on the bondage in the mind to how he feels. And there's nothing wrong. Listen, brother. I'm going to say it straight off the back here. As a man, when we're in the kingdom, your daughter will get married when you want. And I can't say nothing about that. Not my business. Yeah. If you feel that, oh, my daughter's this age, but I don't think she's ready, I want her to be in my house for a bit longer, even if you betroth her, you can put that in the contract. Listen, I betroth her to you, but she's going to stay with me until such and such time. Hey, that's between, okay, the man agrees to shake hands. That's what the deal is. You could do that, because in the law, you can make contracts based upon that. Yeah. So, and would that be my business? Whose business is that? That's the business between the father and the betrothed. I can't come and say, nah, brother, you need to marry off now. No, it's your daughter, you do what you want. You guard her and you do what you want with her. But when it's my daughter, guess what? I rule my house how I want to rule, as long as it's what? Lawful. See, because the law gives you liberty within it, and another man can't come and tell you, or you can't, brother, you don't eat the chicken a certain way. Nah, brother, you eat it this way. No, what are we doing here? Just because you don't like it that way, don't mean you get to force your thing with me. Force, nah, ain't gonna work. But that's what Tazariak doing. Go on, the liberty. Let's get the liberty, and then we'll go on to Corinthians, and then we'll get the laws on marriage. And there's about 3 different laws that cover marriage in the Bible, and not one of them mentions age, and that's for a reason, because it's a natural thing.
What's the point?
Yeah.
It's Romans chapter 8, verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty, children of God.
So does liberty mean you could do whatever you want? No, that's not liberty. That's Satan's liberty. That's the Freemason. That's their form of liberty. The one law is do as thou wilt. They call that liberty. We don't call that liberty. Doing what you want according to the flesh, for us, is captivity to sin.
We're doing sin's bondage.
That's to
That's
us,
free, yeah.
from our point of view. Our liberty is doing what you want within the confines of the law. Meaning you can eat whatever you want within the law. So then I can't come down and disrupt your liberty and say, brother, you can say, one brother can say, I don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
Nah, brother, chicken's lawful. You have to eat it. No, the law doesn't say you have to eat chicken. It says you can eat chicken. But what if you don't like chicken? Well, guess what? You have the liberty to damn turkey. You have the liberty to be vegan if you want. So there's a difference between the law saying what you can do and the law saying what you must do.
Mhm.
And if you don't know the difference between that, now you start imposing yourself on another man. You're taking away his liberty, which is none of your damn business. Man might want his wife to only wear a red dress. He could do that. And it's not your fucking business, bro. Why can't you wear yellow? Fuck off, man. It's a man's house, isn't it? So we're going to be in liberty to do things according to what we want to do them. As long as it's lawful, it's none of your business, Tazariak. And I'm talking about in the kingdom. I'm not talking about now, because no one should be doing certain things in this life. But I'm just saying.
So, one quick one.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
Ecclesiasticus 42:9. The father waketh for the daughter, but no man knoweth, and the care of her taketh away sleep.
Man care about his
The
daughter.
care. Again, that's the first thing. Care. People wasn't given their daughters. This is some average job.
Not most people. Innit? You could get situations
Yeah.
because that even happens now, like in India.
Yeah.
Them man are down bad all the way, and they'll just sell their daughters to any dickhead. But that's not that's like a situation of financial hardship. Mine's just like doing madness. But generally speaking, they ain't gonna do that.
That's
You know,
right.
because of the rain could become closer, but we should just
But then I'm also tied into the point of like why normally men give the daughters to this the daughters to men who are kind of older, so they can actually be a bit
But it says give your daughter to a man of understanding.
understanding. It says when she is young, right? When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age.
So you're watching her, you're keeping guard on her. You ain't gonna have her just out there loose and crazy because she might do some foolishness.
That she pass the flower of her age and being married. So she pass and then get married. So that already gives you when it is. That she should be hated in her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in their father's house.
Right, so you keep a guard over her, so you're not gonna let her go certain places unattended with no chaperone because you don't want nothing to happen to her. So you're gonna guard your daughter. You know, and on top of that, you ain't gonna want her to do certain behaviors that you know other man gonna look at that and say, "She can't be no wife." You know what I'm saying? Because you know that certain, you know, in your culture, if a girl do certain things out there on the road, man might look at her and say, "She ain't no wife." And all of a sudden, no one wants to marry her.
It makes me think about Moses when he protected the daughters of Jethro when he was doing the water, when like they went to go and water the flock, and then when he heard the story, when Jethro heard the story, it's like, "Yo, go bring him, man. Let's sort him out."
He's a good man.
He's a
Gentleman.
He's a good man, and then he ended up taking one of the daughters.
That's it.
So it's like the pops would put him the daughters to check, like, "Yo, this man helped you out. Are you gonna invite him to have a meal with you? Man? I'm trying to find you fucking husband, man."
Yeah.
That's what happened eventually.
Yeah.
They need a good man.
And
Moses left there.
This first one's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 16. Be not righteous over much. You can make thyself over wise. Why shouldst thou destroy thyself? All right, I want to leave this on. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 3. But they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
That's what Keziah is doing when he's trying to accuse us of certain things and impose his feelings on what you would do in a opposition to what a man is allowed to do according to the law, man. Mind your business, Keziah. That's why I say to you, grow up and be mature. If you're meant to be a man in a higher position, you're supposed to mind your business. Now, if a man asks for your advice in a particular situation, you can give it. But you're not trying to give advice. You're trying to lay down law. Nah, go run, bro. Yeah, bro, you got more.
Yeah, it says Ecclesiasticus 42:10, back to the point. It says, and got him with child in the father's house, and having an husband, right, lest she should misbehave herself.
Yeah, and the last thing you want, and that's another thing. So even when you're marrying your daughter, you want to make sure that she's of the right mentality. That when she go over there, she ain't gonna make a stink. Not only that's gonna be bad for her,
bad for the
it's
family.
gonna be bad for you and your family because when she goes over there and does mad behavior, if you got other daughters,
Yeah, they won't
them
get
man are
married.
like, "Yo, what's going on in that family, man? Man, don't see this one over here, there." So then you might have a thought, like, you know what, man, I need to keep her around me for a little bit more longer, so I can straighten her up. And you can, again, what's that called? Wisdom. No one ain't saying, "Oh, the day she flipping bleeds, just kick her out like that."
Yeah.
But you can. You see the difference? You see the difference? No one ain't saying you have to, but you can because it's lawful at that moment. Now the father applies his own wisdom and his own discernment in his decision making. Not you, Tazaya, because you ain't everybody's daddy, bro.
Exactly. Exactly. But then it makes you think about school days. Because obviously, remember when he was like 13, 14, 15? In school, you could actually see the difference in like growth of girls who was going through puberty. Remember, there was times he was 14 and there was one girl's already in the last month. Like, she's like, and she's a bit more mentally kind of stable than the other girl who's like 13, but she ain't got no titties yet.
And she could still be
Puberty
acting
started.
silly as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so now, yeah, back then, especially, you know, like a father might see his daughter, be like, she's so childish. There's no way I can.
It's almost like we're human beings and everything ain't like arbitrary.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like there's a bit of give and take and a bit of flow. Yeah, it's almost like that. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Tazaya.
It says this.
And this is the thing, right? Like, fathers got children, we've got children, right? We would tend to our children differently, man. Based on the child that we have. They're different. You know what I'm saying? Nuance. Nuance is a powerful thing in this truth.
So you're building. Women are different.
Women are different.
Some women you just need to raise your voice and it they cow. Some women.
You have to get the headlock. You know, taking that ball. You know, but you can't.
We're joking.
Nuance is wisdom, man. When to apply or how to apply knowledge in a certain situation.
But nuance takes maturity. Yes. But then a childish person doesn't understand that. Like Tazaya. So they take everything to the extreme. And it's just like, bro, life is not really extreme like what you men are saying. And we're going to get into it more deeper, bro. But
It says that she should misbehave herself, and when she's married, that she should be barren. It says keep.
Well, let me say this quickly, man, because the reputation of family is important too.
Yeah.
And that's something no one considers in this world.
Yeah.
The reputation of the one's family, how you behave, reflects on your family. These women men don't care about all that.
well, there's a video, I believe, I know Shakar's probably seen it. There's some dude and he's marrying off his daughter somewhere in Africa. And you know, he was like saying, listen, I raised you. He said, you know how I raised you, you know how I am. He said, if you ever need anything, you know I'll be here. Just don't embarrass me, bro. And then she laid down the law. You listen to your husband, you do what he said, you do that, I'm here for you 100%. You'll get anything you ask from me. But he made sure to tell her, don't go over there and start doing madness. You know, I didn't raise you that. And she was like, yes, Papa. Because that's the full spectrum. You don't want her to go over there and do madness. And you also don't want her to be mistreated. You see what I'm saying?
It says keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, that she should make thee a laughing stock.
This era.
Hey, you got a girl you got a daughter and you see she's a bit, she ain't moving right. You got to keep her in more straight because you don't want her to do something stupid. You don't want her to be in a situation because you know there's some girls that's easier to get that than others. Some girls they can be intimidated into situations easily and all that whatever. You know, so you keep them out of them situations.
Well, look at that actor, Ron Fishburne. This guy's always known for like great movies. But his daughter's a fucking a porn star, apparently. But she's a porn star Hollywood. Good.
So you gotta take that into context, man.
It says,
And you know the world was a lot different. Listen, man, we live in a world now where gala are more around, man, they don't know. And that affects how people treat you and what happens. You grow up in a village, it's a bit different. Because everyone knows each other. So there's a lot more respect and a lot more things that can happen. And you can probably trust that your daughter could be out there in certain places. And because man knows you, nothing's really gonna happen more time because it's like, I know them. There's man from over there. If man want the daughter, you go talk to them. Now we live in a society where gala from Dagenham, and then man, she's like 15 and she's over in fucking Hackney, man. No one don't know her over there. She knows one person. She's a lamb to the slaughter over there. Man, all over. What? It was a new thing that women would go places where they don't know nobody. And that brought a lot of issues. Before, women would always be wherever they are. My brother's here, or you know, our close family members there watching over, man. Like now, women will be all over the spot. and they're just there with another girl. That's their friend. That's insane, bro. That's insane.
Which is where you get the concept of raising the village.
But
Yeah.
that's the world we live in. I'm not gonna lie, because my daughter goes places with just with her friend. She might go Westfield or whatever, something like. Hey, this is the world we live in. But when you really think about it, it's fucking insane.
Because even how we grew up, I remember that's one of the things that kept me behaving. It was like, oh yeah, your auntie might see, you know.
So you gotta take that into context too. Is there more than that?
Yeah.
Are you both able to like tilt the umbrella? Because like there's no light on you, so it's I can't. If not, don't worry. I'm just gonna stay dry, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. It says.
Nah, it's not really changing. It's right. Just yeah.
It says. Lest you make the laughing stock to thine enemies and a byword. See what I mean? So everyone's like, oh, look at this guy. We've seen that like in the hood, man. You have like a girl who comes from a two-parent home, but they're just holes in the end. And you know, trying to go shop. Yo, you saying?
You know these people that live around you, man. They like to talk shit behind your back.
Yeah.
They don't talk your
They
business.
know it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
But everyone's got shit. Everyone's got deals, you know, in the closet kind of thing. That they all talk about each other, man. It's not usual, is it?
Which ties into Mary and Joseph not being made a public example.
Yeah.
Hey, look at her, man. You know, Nick.
And
No,
that-
the
and
same
that
niggas
was
today
a
were
culture,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a culture thing. But really, according to the law, they didn't do nothing wrong.
And reproach among the people and make thee ashamed before the multitude.
Desire is one of those culture Israelites.
Yeah.
He's trying to establish a culture,
Yeah.
and which is not really what's in the scriptures. And we're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Is it on that? All right, so get the Corinthians.
It says 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 36. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely,
On good, not good.
uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age,
Now stop there. What's the flower of her age? It's Mena, and throughout all history, the beginning of a woman's flowers, because that's what they were called. This book was translated in the middle, the past English times. Flowers was the term used at that time on flower of age for the period. So if you watch Game of Thrones, it's the same thing as Game of Thrones. When Sansa started, they spoke about her. Oh, when she started her flowers, because the vagina blooms like a flower. The man's gonna start getting a bit, But the vagina that's not of the ripeness is if the vulva don't open out. I'm trying to not be vulgar, but a super young vagina is just like a slit. When the woman actually matures into a woman, the labias extend just like petals. Yeah, that's why it's called a flower. A lady garden, it's a flower. I don't want to get vulgar, but if men's haven't ever had to change a baby diaper on a baby girl, it's just a slit. You know what I'm saying? But man got big woman, like how we deal with big woman. We get out here. GMS ain't nobody in that. Gallia shirts. When you deal with a woman, she got petals, bro. They're called labias. When you go through puberty, they get labia and they get hair on the garden. Yeah, that's called the flowers, and then they start bleeding, which is sexual maturation. Yeah.
got the definition for flower of age. Yeah. The Greek, agokamos. And it says, beyond the bloom or prime of life.
Bloom. Okay, let's break it down another way. What is a flower? They're gonna say a rakar. You're a biologist. Yes,
Yeah.
I am. Yeah. A flower is a reproductive organ of a plant. Whenever you see flowers, that means that plant is reproducing. Oh. So if you don't see flowers, it's not reproducing. When you see flowers, it's because when you get apple, right? You know that little bit on the end of the apple, yeah? That's like crust. That's the petals. That's the last bit of the petal at the bottom side of the apple. Because every flower you see on an apple tree becomes what? It becomes an apple. It gets pollinated. You have the stamen on the flower, the pollen. The pollen is like sperm.
Yeah.
It goes and pollinates the flower. So a flowering is a reproductive process. That's another reason why it's known as the flower of an age or the flowering, because it's reproduction. If you have a plant, if you ever have a certain plants don't start flowering until a certain time, they get to a certain maturation of age. But once you see them flowering, then you know they're going to produce. Yeah. Disclaimers: obey the laws of consent in your constituency. And always ask for ID.
Regardless of whether you're in the place.
Regardless of how she look, yeah. Because there's enough Benjamin on the socialists. That same thing.
Yeah.
Bro, you know how bad it is? Listen, bro, there's bare Benjamin come from Jamaica, come from Montserrat, and they end up on the sex offenders list because they don't understand that just because a girl looks like she's ready, don't mean that you won't, because they could get away with it back home. For man, be like, she got pregnant, and for my man, and whatever. Hair, you won't get away with it.
Yeah.
The man will be like, hold on, wait. And you're getting on the sex offenders list here. Enough man get caught out. So that's where you get the term jailbait. And I've told the story. It happened to us when we were going to that party that night, and that gal came in. Every man was on it, and then man, she was a year 8. We saw her in school the next day. No one knew. Now no one touched her, but man was like, yo, because she had breasts, bumper. She was looking bad. So that's a real thing. It's called jailbait, because she has all the characteristics of a woman which is sexually attractive to a man. You have to be realistic, man. And when we see her the next day in school, I'm like, thank God, man, because man would have been on the list, man. Yeah, I mean, she was a year 8, man. Like, you know what I mean? It was a 6th form. We would have been dead off, man.
And
always ask for ID.
And another thing, because as you get older, man, that woman is still a woman. You don't become unattractive because you get older. You know what I'm saying? The only thing it might put you off a younger woman is how they behave. You're more mature now. Yeah, that's the only thing. How do you look? Yeah, they still look good.
It's almost like it's biology. So let's carry on. The flower of the age, and like I said, you can look this up. This is a real thing. And you could type in Menarche in Wikipedia and go to the history. Throughout all history, Menarche has been the transition of a girl to a woman. This is not disputable. It's not something we made up, and it was like that only up until like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's just okay.
Yeah.
It can happen varying, 10, 11, 12, whatever. And we could do the debates about, because you get early onset. A girl can get early onset due to hormone imbalances. Molestation could cause it. We know that in the ancient world it was generally 12, 13, or whatever.
Like now, it's like a very popular thing that makes
And also being exposed to sexualization, that watching certain programs, sex scenes and shit like that. So we're just letting you know that there's some nuance in there, but generally speaking, in the ancient world, it was like 11, 12, 13, and then for every girl it's different. Yeah, it's not the same.
I get this information real quick because it's because what you were going into about how much one's behavior can affect the rest of the family. We don't really see that in the West, but even to this day, there are certain cultures where actually it's incredibly important. So I just asked the robot. I said, in some cultures, a sibling being badly behaved can affect marriage prospects of their siblings. Expound on this, right? It says in many cultures around the world, both historically and in the present, marriage is not viewed solely as a union between two individuals. Instead, it is seen as a merging of families, reputations, and social standings.
And I'm glad you said that, because it's like a body. If you have a cell in the body that ain't right, it has to be cut off. If a family ain't right, the best way to cut that family off is to stop them from breathing. And the way you stop them from breathing is you don't give them any daughters.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a defense mechanism. Because now what we have in the ghetto is, because not everyone in the ghetto is the same. We know that there's moral to the what we consider moral. There's good people. There's good, decent, hardworking people in the ghetto. But you might have that one family down the road that it's just Brockway. Loose. Kids don't go to school, man are doing madness. Now, what will tend to happen is in a proper society, them youths that's in there, man are keeping their daughters far away from them, and their daughters, man are telling man, look, don't deal with them. So they're just gonna die out. If you don't want that to replicate, the problem with the ghetto is, them man are just breeding every man's daughter. They're the man just getting to every man's daughter. So what happens is they're now breeding, and their children end up like them. So now in the ghetto, you've got whole sections of the ghetto that probably started from like 2 families of wrongers, and now it's a whole fucking contingency of wrongers that's just going around and just spreading the wrong disease. When really in the ancient world, they would have been cut off from breeding.
It's that's basically what they tried to do eventually, but they left the door to the salad.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I feel like. Man, fuck these.
Yep.
It's just the door. I'm not.
And it's a righteous thing. You should be selective about who's allowed to breed and who's allowed to breed. You don't want bad breeds. Listen, these bad breeds always got bad youths. And their youths always end up, their sons always end up going to jail and their daughters are hold. This is a fact. I see it. If we go to Hackney right now, all the youths that you see walking around on the streets, oh, that's my cousin. They're all related, bro. It's like
No, many niggas.
I think I'm joking. They're all fucking related because they're growing, bro.
It's a cancer. It's a cancer.
I'm telling you, men are laughing. I'm telling you.
It's funny because last night I was chatting to like a old school Jake from Northwest, innit? Telling me about this guy, that guy, and then I found out I saw a family cousin. And then I know him at work.
You know, there's many niggas we know that they got like 8, 9 children. And they're waste man. Their whole life has been in and out of jail. And they got the most children. They got more children than us. But what them sons and them daughters are now just gonna make more versions of him. It's just the truth. And then it just grows. And then now that's how you end up getting a whole world star hip hop bunch of wild niggas. And they're like, where are these niggas at? It's because they didn't exist like 8 years ago. They've been bred and replicated. They need to sterilize you.
Right, man.
And the good people ain't breeding, man.
Like cats.
Ecclesiasticus 7 and 3. How thou children instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth. How thou daughter have a care of their body and should not thyself cheerful toward them.
Yeah, you can't be overly soft. And let, like, you know that whole daddy's princess thing where you're letting, like, yeah, you can, you know, your daughters, but you can't be like some of these men. And I'm talking about man. I've gone to carnival, and I can't believe that grown men are walking around with their young daughters dressed like that. Because it couldn't be me, bro.
No,
It couldn't be me. But they're so soft in the mind that they're accepting now their daughter dressing like a hoe. And man's going single. No, bro. I'm talking about dads. I'm talking about go to carnival. There's big, hard back West Indian man taking their daughter to the carnival, and she's wearing a thong or some shit. You're like, huh? Yeah, because daddy's little girl, I suppose, can't tell her nothing. You just have to. I'm telling you the truth. I've seen it, bro. Dads, not moms. Dads, man, hard back, biceps, blood, dreadlocks. This is what it's. Women Timberlands, man. Yeah, man. With their daughter just loose out here. Nah, man. Girl, my princess. Bro, you gotta put harder down.
And the crazy thing about it is, because a lot of them dads want a nigga to be there, like, you take care of my daughter, but then like a normal banker, that, you know, he isn't as confrontational, but he's trying to do that. Nah, he's soft, man. He can't be with my daughter today. So
him dead.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
Yeah.
It's about how you get real, man.
And then also, remember you saw about the family ramming thing.
Oh yeah, the family man.
You're not helping the situation, bro. You let your daughter go around, walk around the yard or whatever. You got family members, uncles or whatever.
Family man. Even them, some of them man, they're tapping. That's yeah, man.
You know?
Who was reading that? Yeah. Was he finished? Yeah, Corinthians.
Yeah, I'm finished
one.
with mine.
Yeah, no. Okay, go read that.
This is 7, Ecclesiastes 7:25. Marry thy daughter, and so shall thou have performed a weight matter.
Right, the father would marry his daughter. That's an institution and that's a contract that he would set up, man. Now it's just all over the place and it's all madness. And then, like I said, sex now is way too accessible. It's way too accessible. It's out of control. It's madness, like, man. It's just all over the place, and there's no structure or wisdom applied to anything because we live in the era of free love. Most people shouldn't be together, and they period. And if I had a son and he was a certain age, I was like, brother, just get this shit together, man. Don't worry about women. You can't even pay your rent, and you're talking about big woman. You can't even pay your rent, and you want a woman. But sort your fucking life out, then you can worry about getting a woman. Man. You ain't gotta do all that. You're wasting your time. Most men fuck their life up doing shit too early. Concentrate on yourself, bro. And that's how it was in the ancient world. Concentrate on yourself, and your father said, now it's time, son, now it's time for you to get a wife. And man, your dad would just go and buy you a wife because you're ready. Well, there's a 14-year-old stripling, man. Man barely had hair in his ass, man. He ain't got no time for no wife, man. You need some press up, man. And learn how to do a trade, man. What you need to be doing. That's the man that it ruins your life, man.
But I was just gonna say, build on that.
The ghetto.
Yeah. So I was gonna build on that, Zaquanda. It's like, but in the West, it's like you're 14, 13, 14, 15, and it's summer. Yeah, and you got all that, and then it's summer. You're seeing each summer. You always know you're gonna start seeing camel toe. These are like 25, 30-year-old women in like the tightest clothes you've ever seen. If you're 14, you're gonna see that certain things go rise, and then now that's yeah, and then it's just
the hormones at that age really supposed to be aimed towards building.
exactly.
I mean, towards testosterone is not just a sex hormone. It's also for drive and for like motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just boys are just the only thing they think about is sex, and that's why they're losing.
Yeah. And
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Bro, go fucking do something before that virility, man.
And Esau's a lot to blame for that.
He's 100% to blame for it. It's his system. He designed that. You know what it was like, man. Man, it's just super blasky, man, and they're only on one thing. All that man do when they go out, get girls, man. The amount of time man are wasted in your life. Yeah. When you could have just been doing something productive. You could have been ahead. Way ahead of the game. You said you were trying to get ahead. You know?
Back in 1 Corinthians 7.
But it's true.
So the past the flower of the age says beyond the bloom of prime of life, overripe, plump and ripe, and so in a greater danger of defilement.
Yeah, because you're now exhibiting those sexual characteristics, you're in a greater danger of defilement because you're now sexually attracted to men. We're not talking about Edomites, they're attracted to babies and that. I'm talking about man who, when you see a woman a certain way, you're going to be attracted to her because they exhibit what's known as secondary sexual characteristics. So that's breasts, hips, because what puberty does is, and this starts before you get your period. Before you get your period, your breast starts growing. It's called thelarch. So thelarch grows your breasts and widens your hips. That's a sexual cue. It's something that men look for. Your eyes can't help it. When you see it, you see it. Hips, breasts, certain things, your eyes go, whoop. Just like in women, they see the wider torso that boys don't have. You know, once a man start getting a wider torso, the women's eyes naturally glue to it. It's called secondary sexual characteristics. Google it, man. I'm a biologist. I know what I'm talking about. So once you now gone into puberty and you've got your bleeding, you become sexually attractive to men. This is a fact. And anyone, if you try and ignore that fact, you're in for trouble. I got daughters, but that's why I worry about them. Like, because once my daughter hit a certain age, I looked and I said, "Yeah, boy, these niggas out here ain't gonna look." Because I'm their dad, so I don't want nothing from them. But I know niggas out there won't look at them the same. She's walking around there and she's got some jeans on or something. I know niggas is. I seen it. I've seen young niggas that I'm like, okay. But when I'm out there if you're out there with a toddler girl, you don't worry about it because no one ain't looking at them like that. Except for them damn devils. So it's just a real reality of life that a man has to accept that there'll come a time when your daughter now is like food to other men.
Right.
So now you need to be on your guard. Like, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
these things are instinctual, man, and you know, just something it's a chemical
Yeah,
thing that happens, chemical, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you have to pay attention to these
So
things,
read
man.
that again.
Oh, but it's like, can I build? Because you said you made me think as well. But that's why the scripture is so it's quite strict on how a woman addresses, because these things are natural. As a man, you go like I was at the gym earlier on.
Getting triggered, man.
Yeah, I got you saw you see this perfect pair. You're like, oh shit! And before you know it, you see the ring. It's harsh. You see the ring, and then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it takes discipline.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have mental strength and discipline,
Yeah.
because your mind,
Your
when you see hips and breasts, the
Mm.
Bible says a man loves nothing better than when you see that if you see a naked woman, that's why it's not hard for women to be attractive. Just be naked, and men are gonna look.
Yeah.
Men are not back gay. You have to get better. You have to tell yourself, otherwise you're like this. This is first, man. This is exactly what you would be like in the gym. Like, girls there bending over, doing yoga and shit. Sometimes you see the snitch. Man's like your tongue start hanging out your mouth. Start hanging. There you go. Yeah, it's real. It's again, but you have to be mature. This is where you have a mature conversation about the reality of life and how we are. And so you make the adjustment for that. Like you said, that's why they would dress a certain way to not to not activate that base nature of a man in your face like that. You shouldn't be basically the way we live is like we're in a strip club. You
Yes.
don't need to go to a strip club.
Yeah.
Modern day society has made it where your everyday life is like living in a strip club. So your mind is like totally always switched on to sex. How can you have a higher thought? How can you think about things straight? How can you apply wisdom in your brain? It's like being in a strip club and start doing philosophy. Come on, bro. To make it great and all that. Because only one thing your mind is going to be on. You're getting triggered. Exercise fun.
Read again, 1 Corinthians 7, verse 36. But if any man think that he behave himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age,
This is a natural thing. This is a natural law. That's why it just says the flower of the age. It's a specific, arbitrary number that was introduced by the beginning with the church later on, and then the states. And you can go through the research I have as to the reasons why they introduced these laws in the first place. In Britain specifically, it was to stop child prostitution. Well, let's say child prostitution, the prostitution of younger women. But they didn't like the idea that a young girl 13 was already becoming a prostitute before her life even began. So they were like, how do we stop that? Oh, well, let's bring in the age of consent. And so these girls won't be able to go into prostitution. That's what it was all about. They didn't deny that these girls were still young women. Yeah?
and it says, I need so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry.
He sinned not. If it's time, if she's past the flower of age, right, he don't sin if he take her and consummate the marriage. But Cesare's trying to make it into a sin by putting arbitrary numbers, and men are saying she got to be 25 and all this insanity.
Is that in the scripture?
That's
You only saw
insanity.
what she was doing at 17.
Well, you only got to do a little bit of research to know that wasn't happening ever in life. That's insane.
25, bro.
doesn't even happen now. Don't say.
25.
Preaching like that time, man.
Not bare eggs.
Bro, it's emotion. It's all emotion. There's no real reason to say 25. Why specifically? Does the Bible say 25? No.
Hey, what's the break?
If the Lord wanted it to be an arbitrary number, he would have said an arbitrary number, but he didn't. It's based upon natural law. You know what a woman is. A woman is when puberty begins and they start bleeding. That's it. Now it's about applying wisdom. Yeah? And if you, like I said earlier, if you have a daughter and you want to wait till she's 15, 16, whatever, that's your business.
It's like the phase of the moon, man. By observation, you know. Everything's by observation.
Yeah.
Because even on the arbitrate, because there are cases in the scriptures where the Lord has set quote unquote arbitrary ages. If I'm not mistaken, like to be a priest, you have to be a certain age,
To be in the army.
be in the army, yeah, and even life
And
itself.
these are called legal ages.
Yeah.
So that a lot of men would say, "Oh, you're not a man till you're 20 because the Bible says you can't do this till you're 20." No, you're a man when you reach puberty, but you're a young man, so you have a legal age. It's just that, okay, you can't drink till you're 18. Does that mean is when you're 18 you're a man? No, it just means it's a legal age for a particular thing.
But here's another one as well, right? Because legally, you can work from the age of 16,
But you can't drink till you're 18.
you can't. There's sometimes you can't do until you're over 18. Right? They define that for certain things. Like he might be too immature at that level to be able to do this job. Because it's health and safety critical or whatever the case may be.
Well,
So we want to get him a bit older first before he can come into a job like this.
Even certain sacrifices and certain things you pay in the law, you wouldn't start paying until you're 20. Now, use your common sense. Why do you think that would be? What did we speak about earlier? You got that man build himself up in life. Like, man, come that taxing, man. From the time man start busting nuts, man, that's crazy. 20 is reasonable. But at 20 now, you're like, you're not a young house, man. You're just a. There's a difference in a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old. You can't taxing a 14-year-old. That don't mean the 4-year-old ain't a man. It just means he's a very young man. You know what I'm saying? And he got shit to learn. He got shit to do. You don't try to grab it before a certain age. Alright, so okay, let's get you on the big one that had these men all twisted up in the mind. 22 and 28. Now in the Bible, there's 3 ways that a woman would get married. You got a what's it called in Exodus? I think it's 22.
22:16.
You have what's the word it uses?
No, it's entice.
Enticement. So you could get a marriage where what we're used to. Man rolled up on the gal, you know, man was smelling good, looking good. She was feeling the kid, right? The word entice in there in the Hebrew means to be open. I mean, you get the woman open. She likes your style. She likes the way you're putting it down, and she open to you. Like if you say open them legs, like she open them legs quiet. She gonna do whatever you tell her to do. Because she gonna give you the back. You get that? Yeah, we've been there. Yeah. You've enticed the maid. However, once you've enticed the maid and you've done the deed, you've got to deal with the father now and pay the dowry, and you marry them. That's one way that marriages happen in the ancient world. Is it wicked? No. That was just the way it happened. It could happen that way. You follow the protocol. The second way, betrothal, meaning it's prearranged between the father and the suitor. Yo, go to the father, or vice versa. Yo, I got daughter, boom, boom, boom. Okay, married. Okay, cool. When, where, how much money? Is there anything else you want to add to the contract? That man want to agree to? You know, okay, you want this, that, and the other, or don't do this. Now, even Tobit said that he can't have more wives than the thing. That was in the contract. Now, man could have said, nah, allow it. I ain't trying to do that. Yeah? But men signed up to it, so she must have been bad. But the point is that the father and the guy will make that contract, and then they'll be betrothed, and then pay the dowry, and then at the appointed time, they'd get married. But there's a third way, which wasn't necessarily the way that it always happened, because use your common sense. Judith, man didn't just go grab up Judith. She didn't want to marry no one, and they respected it. So it's not like you're making it look like man was saying, listen, man, everyone just was running around grabbing women up off the streets, man. No, but it could happen. And it's called marriage by abduction. And the key word is marriage. Because the reason the men were doing this was to get a wife. Yeah, it wasn't like nowadays what you think about when you think about it, because you're thinking about the sexual deviance and just running around punching women out behind. No. This is something different. This is marriage via abduction.
That's basically what happened on a big scale with Benjamin. He actually said they come down to this feast, blah, blah, do that.
Yeah.
Like, even though we don't really, these men are pagans right now, they don't really like him, but
Them man
Yeah,
didn't win the oath. So
and that's the definition of grace. You know, to be carried away.
Yeah.
You know, to be taken. You know,
so let's get the law. Who's reading it?
yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, good. So let's get the law on
Deuteronomy 22 and 28.
and this is what got man all in their feelings, and
Messed
all
up.
emotional. And again, this is not a law to tell you what to do. You know what I mean? Go on, yeah.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which
Right,
it
so she is a virgin, meaning this woman is not ever had sex with a man. Which in the ancient world, women that were virgins would have an identifying mark, whether it be their hairstyle or the way they dress. Not like today's society where everyone's dressed the same.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yep.
And take contrast. Every campaign has a meaning. There's some garments you only wear so when you get married, when you're trying to get engaged. You know, some garments are only for people who are royal.
now like the mother and daughter wearing the same.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the other day I saw a picture of that singer, fucking what's that singer? Kim? Oh no, they had a child with 103,000. Erica Badu.
Oh,
I saw her was taking a picture with her and her daughter where they don't get pictures of their beauty. Now, don't get me wrong, her daughter is nice, but I'm like,
Y'all can imagine.
bitch, that is like you're gonna make her a bigger hole.
Attire of a harlot.
Yeah,
There you go.
Most cultures,
embarrassing.
again, your culture is supposed to be designed just to supplement, cultivate what you stand for. So obviously, it makes sense that you would want there to be something that shows. Nowadays they have the ring thing, but in the ancient world it wasn't the ring. It was the way you would carry your hair or the way you would dress. Man would be able to know that's a woman that's married and that's a woman that's a virgin. So you wouldn't, you can get confused because that's important information to know. Because
Yeah.
you might end up in a sticky situation still. Like, you might end up getting in the hard side of the rock. You know what I mean? The hard edge. Right? So yeah, let's go. Go on.
if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed,
See how what I'm
it says, but is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
Why is it important that she's not betrothed? Because if what's about to happen and the girl was betrothed, man will be dead. Because if you read up in that particular Deuteronomy 22, it tells you what the penalty is for taking a woman that's betrothed, or that's married. That you're dead, no matter the man is 100% dead. The only thing then after is whether the woman was agreeing to it or not.
Yeah, if you cried,
So she could live or she could die based upon whether she consented. But the man was dead. The man wasn't trying to hear no conversation. Because you dealt with a woman that's married or betrothed, and it would be the same whether she was married or betrothed. It's the same thing. It's a contract. That's in that. So the Bible's about respecting contracts. Because contracts have to be respected, otherwise you can't live.
Yeah.
You need the contracts to be so. And disrespected the contract, death. So that's why it specifically says in this law, and she's not betrothed. So there's no contract out on it. Well,
That's right. And it says, and lay hold on her.
he lay hold on her, so he grabs her up, Conan style. Yo, come here. Took her, right?
And lie with her.
And then subsequently after he lied with her. Yeah. Now these men will obviously take that to the furthest extent of CSI crime scene investigations. You could do that if you want to be immature. Man, that's your, But I'm just saying, I don't know details. All I know is man grabbed her up, and in the process of grabbing her up, taking her back to her castle, man, or wherever it is, and then eventually man died. Yeah, that's all we know. Now you man could put black eyes in there and broken bones. That's your emotional. Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Overreaction imagination.
But
Yeah.
it probably ain't even come to that. And the worst, let me tell you about the worst thing. Listen, I'm going to let the rain fall on my head.
Women like to be.
Let me tell you something about niggas. You know how many niggas have pressured a girl into sex?
Yep. Yeah, they have to.
Are we going to talk about it? How many niggas, man? No, hey, I pressured my woman into that, but she was already with me. So everyone's had a time where she's like, "No, I'm not in the mood. Look, come here,
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Yeah, next thing you know, she's throwing it back more than.
You're ready.
Yeah, well, yeah, like oh shit. Now she turned on. What? What I'm trying to say is that there's bare man that have pestered a girl, grabbed her up, come, like, and put high pressure on a girl and had sex with her. Now, some man would say, no, but some man would say that's great. Some man would say it's not because in the end she was like, okay, or whatever. But she said no at first. That's why they came up with this whole no means no business there, because there's bare men out there that have been hella pressuring girls. You know, niggas, bro. That's what I'm like, bro. That's the bitch cornered in the room. Cornered, bro. He's moving heavy. I'm just being real. And no man, this is a serious. This happens all the time. That niggas pressure girl, and some of these niggas that's talking all this shit have done it. Yeah. Some of these niggas that's talking all this shit took a girl back to the yard, and then the first time he said, "Yo," the girl's like, "No, love it." I'm like, "No, come on." Man's grabbing her. "No, come on." Like, listen, the next thing you know, man's forcing the kissing, and then she broke. In the end, she was like, "All right, cool. All right, fuck it. This nigga ain't gonna let me go anyway." So let's just do this. Yeah.
Hey, you say that's a high level of
And if you look for evidence of it, there won't be none, because he didn't punch her, he didn't elbow her, he didn't break her ribs, he didn't even tear up the punani, because in the end she acquiesced to the situation. I'm just putting it out there because guess what? We need to have these conversations and set the right stage instead of always going to the CSI crime scene investigation.
This is real life.
Because this is real life. So it could just be that man abducted her, took her back, fed her, and then pressured her at some point. And she was like, "Yo, okay, cool." Sent her on the things. Yeah.
And enjoyed it.
Yeah. Enough of you, man, that's got your woman. You pressured her at some point. Don't lie, bro. There's been a point where she's like, "Oh, I've got a headache." You're like, "Fuck your headache." And you was persistent with that shit. You didn't take no for an answer. You was like, "Oh yeah, but squeeze up the breast a little bit." I'm just being real. I've done it. I've pressured my woman into acts, and she didn't regret it after. But I'm saying the truth.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, is it?
Now, you see what? You're gonna click this year. They're gonna think I'm crazy. I have to be honest. Like I'm talking about my woman. I'm talking about a brand new woman. Woman I've already been with. It's my woman. I'm saying there's times when it was like, yo, she was going on like she was tired. I was like, I ain't having it. I want it. Oh God, I must have it, man. I must have it. And next thing you know, it's a full session. Yeah. Full session. And after you might be like, "I thought you were tired." She was like, "I didn't want that fucking." So you niggas have done some kind of pressure into the girl. So let's not be intense.
I was going to say, I was trying to remember something. Is it? No.
That's right.
IYC, yeah? Didn't they have that thing that you push a woman?
Oh, did you? I can't.
I'm trying to remember if it was something like that. If you got a headache or whatever, she can't use it as an excuse. Or something like that. I'm trying to remember, man. It was maybe you brothers know what I'm talking about.
Cure a headache. It actually is a true fact that sex cures headache.
It's
a real thing.
Stress reliever.
Well, yeah. So I just gotta be keeping it honest with you. And this is what I mean about being mature about conversations around things and not being sensationalist and always going to the extreme version of something. This is just a case where the guy grabs up the woman, takes her somewhere, and eventually he has sex with her. Yeah? Go on, carry on.
And it says, and lie with her, and they be found.
They be found, because eventually, usually what with I'm going by with the research, man ain't gonna do it, and then he's gonna keep her for a while. So he might keep her. The optimum amount of time would be a full month. The reason for that is there's a high chance that she could be pregnant over the course of a month. So then the father's like, could get, she probably already got a fucking bun in the oven, you know what I'm saying? So usually it will be, they used to call it a moon. That's where you get the word honeymoon from, by the way. Honeymoon goes into that. A full moon to get the woman pregnant. So if they be found, meaning they found the guy, oh, she's with him. She's been with him for the last month. Go on, man.
Then the man that lay with her.
Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying this would be like, oh, great. Like, if
ideal.
you were a
Ideal
father,
situation.
if you were
Yeah.
like, yo, where's my dad? You'd be upset, like.
Mm.
And again, this is called reality now.
Mm.
But what the law says and you being upset,
See,
two
the-
different things. You're allowed to be upset. I'll be upset, bro. I'll be honest with you. Bro, like, I'll be upset. But what I wouldn't be doing is breaking the law.
Mm.
So that would mean I'm going to get fucked up.
Because you man would quite happily like say, oh yeah, put that man to death.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
be done for
And then,
murder.
yeah.
You just now committed murder.
Yeah.
And then you be getting put to death. And the next man's still going to grab up your daughter. Like, so it's peak. Come on, let's go. There's a thing you ain't got to like it. It's what it is. You know what you could do, though? You could guard your daughter, bro. That's your responsibility, so that little ruffian niggas don't come through and try to do madness.
Badass niggas.
You're a demon, man. Look at that.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father.
Right, so now, listen, bro, you need to pay the price for the compensation for what you've done. Go on.
50 shekels of silver.
Now, you was
That-
breaking down how much money that was.
It's not a small thing. That's a lot of money.
Now, if you didn't do it that way, you can arrange whatever shekels you want. It's between you and the father, man.
Or full skin. Yeah, so
That's wild. Eh?
that's wild though.
I want dead enemies. Imagine you gotta make sure it's heathens. That's why you're getting forced. Kill them, nigga. You can't kill women, don't count. That's a no. See, if it was Esau, it'd be like vaginas, all sorts. It's so wicked as hell. I say you need to kill men, hardback men, bro.
And then it says, and she shall be his wife.
She shall be his wife. So what happened in the end was marriage by abduction. Now, was that the norm? No. What is it in the law?
It's covered.
Yes. Am I telling you to now go abduct a woman to be your wife? No. Do you have to abduct a woman to get her to be your wife? No. But did it happen and could it happen? Yes. So if we're in the kingdom and that happens, which
What's it?
amongst us,
Yeah, what-
and we wouldn't even care if it happened to us in the kingdom. Because at the end of the day, we know that whatever man she get with in the kingdom is going to be a good man.
That's right, yeah.
This is going to be a good Israelite prince. And reality is this. Let's talk about another reality. Who abducts you affects whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You get women talking about, oh, I wish LeBron James would have
Yeah.
take you back to his mansion.
The whole thing sweeping with my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back for it. So the idea of an Israelite prince abducting you to be his wife is actually kind of like not a turn off for women, bro. I don't really understand. That's a dream come true. That the prince could just come in and just grab you off. Now, if it's some waste, man, then you might have a problem with it.
A prime example of this whole sexual assault stuff. If it's a nigga that's 5'4" and bloated,
Creep.
right?
Yeah, he could flirt all he likes.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying if it's a short dude.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Creepy. But if it's a 6'9" Tyson, son of God, walking around, they're like, oh, he's mysterious.
And that makes sense. Listen, bro. You ever had an ugly bitch come on to you?
Yeah,
It's almost embarrassing.
Violate.
You're like,
yeah, man.
yeah. You start getting all coy. Oh, yeah. But now, some niggas will take the opportunity because I know there's niggas that they'll snipe off anything. But they bitch be looking like fucking like an ET. You know?
Oh.
I'm getting ahead of it. I can't do it. But that's just me personally. But if the bitch was fine, all of that, no, not you. I'm just saying, no, yeah, some niggas will get with anything, but there's some of everyone. We know this. No, it's true. The most I made it where even an ugly bitch, there's someone out there for it. But the point of the matter is, yeah, if it was a fit thing that's coming on to you, it's different. You ain't acting coy. You're like, oh, that just that's fine.
It's unspeakable.
Man start charging up like that Super Saiyan, bro. Ready to lay down the law. So it is what it is. Let's be mature.
Come on.
But you're right on that, you know. So in the kingdom, we're not going to worry about. But among the heathen, it's something you might have to judge on.
Yes.
And so you judge it how it's meant to be in the law. You come to, oh, this man, he took my daughter, she weren't betrothed, and he had sex with her, and you be like, okay, cool. Oh well, my man, you got to pay my man 50 shekels, and then you can't ever divorce her, bro. That's your wife forever now. That's how we know it. Kill him and start getting emotional. Well, you can't know. We're gonna be ruling by the law. We just read it.
The guy said, "Well, I don't really want to." No,
Nah,
that's your wife.
that's it.
You know what I'm saying? That's you did it. You did that.
You gotta do
You
that,
go,
man.
you go, you know, face the
You broke it, you bought it,
ramifications of your actions.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple as that.
There's no smash and dash.
But there is no put man to death. There is none of that in the scriptures. You know,
It's not a penalty. It's not something that bears the penalty of death, man. But again, you might be upset.
Yeah.
But you could be upset by a lot of things. A man can key your car. Key your car. That's not really something you can kill someone for. Like, there's things that have the penalty of death, and there's things that don't.
and like you mentioned about the whole honeymoon period, right? Yeah, she might have a child now. You got a grandson now. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you're picking all these little things that you kind of have to kind of get used to the idea. Now this is what it is.
This way, yeah.
You know.
And again, we can tell by in the scriptures that wasn't the normal way that man was going around anyway. So no man hit the emotion. And Judith is a prime example of that. But there's men that wanted Judith. Then why did man just go and grab her up? Why wasn't Judith just getting raped every week like on a regular? Because it's just, come on, man. Man's in the village, but man's like, we're not, you know what I mean? But like, come on, man. Like, cool. Most men are like, to be honest with you, most men are like, the girl don't want me, I already want her.
There you go, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's long. You know what I'm saying? It's long, man. Man want the girl to show man gratitude, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah? Girl feel love me, like, yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She got a, I like to feel like I'm the man, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna be like, no door.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, so that's the law now. Now, Desire can't, he wants to inject age into that to make it like the age of them makes it more emotional, which makes it wrong. But notice one thing that it doesn't mention in there is anything to do with age. It doesn't matter if the girl's 25 or 15 or whatever. If she's a virgin of marriageable age, which we know that's what that is, the flower of the age,
That's it.
and that happens, it's it. You can't get more angry because she's 12 than when she's 16. As long as she's of a marriageable age, it is what it is, and you got to deal with it as it is. Now, Desire, you can get emotional, and that's okay. And people need to realize it's okay to have emotions. As men, we're not robots. And the minute you start thinking that, as a man, I shouldn't have emotions, you've already lost the battle, because that means you don't have to deal with your emotions. Men have emotions, but human beings. It's not having the emotion that's the problem. It's now having those emotions controlling your actions and what you do.
That's it.
It's okay to be, even the Bible says, be angry and sin not.
Yeah.
You could be angry. Just don't sin off the back of that. So, Desire, what you're doing, you're injecting your emotions into judgment and trying to force your emotions and your emotional judgment on other people. What we're saying is historical fact, it's biblical fact, and it is what it is. You don't want to marry your daughter off at a certain age? Desire, that's your business. That's all I'll say to you. Keep your daughter on the guard, right, in the kingdom. Yeah, and if you make a contract, put your stipulations in the contract.
There you go.
And men have to respect it once they agree to it.
Simple.
Is it not simple?
Yeah.
And then you don't have to feel your pussy don't get hurt. But that's all it is, man. Man's getting emotional. And I'll tell you from my standpoint, this is what I'll say in the kingdom. My daughter's going to get married. I feel like they're going to get married. And that's what I'm going to say. It's my daughter, man. It's not this woman's business or this woman's business. We can have a conversation about it. And brother can say, well, we can have if we're close enough,
overprotective.
we can have the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be down to me. Same with this brother. It's going to be down to him.
Same with your son.
Yeah.
Same with your son.
It's your son, man. It's your. You can't impose yourself in another family that you ain't. Now, if you're the granddaddy, if you're the top patriarch, then you can have a say. But who are you to say? You got nothing to do with no man's family. So judge based upon righteous judgment, and don't judge based upon your emotion and meddling in another man's affairs where you don't belong.
And see, the problem is that we're having, or seeing right now within Israel, that a lot of people are ashamed of the scriptures.
Yeah.
That's what the real issue is, man. Now, can I read this quickly? From Matthew chapter 11. Where am I?
Offended of a
It's like this whole thing about having multiple wives thing. I don't even understand why it's such a big fucking deal. You realize most men didn't have multiple wives in the ancient world. It's not a fucking big deal. You can have a multiple wife if you don't want to have one. That's your fuck. Again, I don't give up this shit. Like, that's why I don't even engage in the debates. Because these man of like, they want to control other people. If you don't want to have more than one wife, blood, if you don't want to have no wife, listen, blood, go do it, blood. You want to be a monk and go in the mountain somewhere and you don't want to get no punani, bro. That's your business. But if I want punani and it's lawful, you can't tell me I can't. No, I might advise a brother, like, brother, maybe you're not ready for this, or brother, maybe it's not a good idea, but I can't stop him. But if it's law, it's a law. Man can have 1,000 wives if he wants. If he fucks his life up, that's his problem. Man want to take 10 shots of tequila, blood. I can't stop you, bro. There's no law, like, yeah. But if you end up fucked up on the floor, man, that's your problem. You gotta go by the law, man, and you can give people advice, and you can say what you like or don't like. But what you can't do is lay your personal thing on other people. So the Bible says you can have more than one wife, and we will have more than one wife because we're going to be rich. Rich men tend to have had multiple wives. Now, I'll say this: some of you, man, you want multiple wives, but you're working in McDonald's, man. In the ancient world, you wouldn't be doing that, bro. If you was broke in the ancient world, you had one wife at the most. Because brokies didn't have multiple wives. But we live in a society that's so overly sexualized that you can get some broke dude that's got 8 baby mamas. He wouldn't exist in the ancient world. Because how is he going to pay all them dowries, bro?
Exactly, yeah.
The man can't even take care of his family without Section 8 paying for his... You know what I mean?
It is for the man to give you credit.
Yeah, like, it's just... You like, it's just lust what got man on this crazy shit. But in the ancient world, most man, if they had one wife. That's a fact. It was princes and noblemen, top dudes, which is how it is now. Man, when man the top gun,
girls are pulling over themselves, man.
So, it is what it is.
I just want to read this quick.
Yeah, go on.
It's Matthew chapter 11, verse 6. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. Right? Yahweh shall have the word. So you have to know the whole road. The whole road, man. And yeah, some things are harder, like I said earlier, harder to digest than others.
Some things might not be what you like.
Yeah. But it is what it is, and you have to deal with it, man.
Yeah,
You know, you can't be enforcing your own vain opinion. You know?
I didn't mind. Oh, but the water anyway, man. I appreciate it.
Water.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. So when I saw that shit with Tazariak, man, and I'm not going to argue for, listen, I'm not then going to say, no, listen, bro, I'm just going to tell Tazariak what I need to tell him. Listen, bro, it's none of your fucking business. Like, what you're trying to do, why don't you just say, I wouldn't do it? Just use the word, I wouldn't do it, and leave it there. And it's okay. If you said to me, oh, I wouldn't want my daughter to be married at 12, I couldn't argue with you. I'd say, you know what, Tazariak, if you feel that way, that's how you feel. You're the daddy. Do what you got to do to make that the way you want to make it. But don't fucking tell no one else. It's the law, man. Don't do that, because now we've got a different problem. Now you're violating the scriptures.
Adding taken away.
You're adding and taking away from the scriptures according to what you believe. So where does that end? Now we start saying that man can't fry chicken and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, bro, man can fry chicken if they want, bro. That's a personal thing. All right? Keep it personal. That's what I'm saying. Don't make it for the nation. You ain't got that kind of power. Only the Lord has that power. We have liberty, Tazariak. Your bitch ass emotions shouldn't affect everyone else, bro. But that was the point on that. Anything else on that point brothers wanted to bring up? Because it's a point we've already made and proven. I don't know why he keeps trying to fight it, bro. Stop fighting it. And again, disclaimer, obey the laws of in your constituency. So no domestic violence. Yeah, and don't be raping no women or anything like that in any way, shape,
If
or
she
form.
says no,
She says no,
Straight
move
no.
on to the next thing.
Don't try and entice. What's the issue?
And check ID, man.
Check your ID.
Or even if it does, or say even if it's in a place where they should all be of age. Man.
Yeah, because they'll get you like that because
Yeah.
it's no statutory.
Yeah.
Because these bouncers will let these women in, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
So it happened to Akon.
Yeah.
Remember, even it happened in the club. It happened, and it happened to him on stage when he was performing a show. I think it was Trinidad, and some gal come on the stage and started whining on him, and then they found out she was like 14 or something.
That's why you made a
And
song
he's
about
like,
it.
what the fuck, man? How was I meant to know?
Niggas are unreasonable.
Mm.
They'll call him a pedo. How the fuck you supposed to know?
He's in an environment where everyone should be of age.
Exactly.
She should be
I, I mean, I personally, I remember, man, I used to play football, right? On Sunday, I used to play football when I was like 14, 15, but I used to play with like men up in age, like mid 30s and 40s and stuff. And this one Benjamin was dating a white girl with a fat ass. Like, that was in my class. He was like 33.
one of my cousins.
He was like 34. Back in like, this is what, 2008?
That's a Benjamin thing.
Bro, and she was like the only thick white girl in my school year. He took her. And so it's like, so I'd see them, like, here is on Sundays, we're playing, like, football, I'm, on pitch, whatever, and I see her on the side of the pitch. And we're all hugged up after. And she was like 13 and he was like 34. Risky roads.
Risky. With a Becky as well.
This year, child sex offenders is a serious thing.
Man, if I ever bump into her again, I say, hey, man, you were wild.
Wow.
But even him, like
Him more so. Certain things you don't want to be doing with a Becky out there.
No sex, listen, at the end of the day, no sexual discipline. And it's better that way anyway. Because sex will get you in trouble in this kingdom. Like, I don't, the whole Playboy thing is long. If a man want to do it, you do it. Yeah, but trust me, it comes with more problems than what's necessary.
For me, that's why, like, if I see a woman on the street, man, I just ask her, look, man, pretty nice, got a partner. If she lies or whatever, it has no business. I'm going. Like, if she got any doubt in her spirit, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to convince you to like me.
Yeah, fuck that.
Because we're even on that, what scripture says, what the Most High has put together, man.
That's it.
So you see,
That's it.
if one's meant to deal, then Most High will let it happen.
That's it. In this world, men live their lives continuously on the hunt.
Yeah,
That fucking time when you're meant to get your woman, bro,
Man
and
run
just
out of minerals.
have your family. If you get another wife along the way, fine. But men are not meant to be on the prowl their whole life. You know what I mean? Not meant to be like that.
There's more to life.
It's the tribe that suffers from that the most is Benjamin. Tribe of Benjamin. Man's whole manhood is predicated on the amount of women that you can get. And man will be broke pocket. Man will have kids all over the place that he don't know, never met. It's just fucked up. His whole family, his whole
Lineage.
in complete destruction and chaos. But North Gal make it. Like man's literally, they want the sooner they could breed a gal is the better. And it's not everyone, but it is a stereotype that does plague the tribe of Benjamin. And the fact of the matter is, it just fucks us up as a people. Just get a bunch of broken homes, broken families, a bunch of sons that grow up and they think that's their manhood now. Yeah, manhood is deeper than gal and how many gal you can get. Just because if a man has 10 baby mamas and a guy has one wife, he's not more of a man than anyone. Being a man is having values and having standards,
Responsibility.
getting shit done in the world.
From our perspective, from the scriptures and that, we don't rate those men. They're not respectable men, bro. So you might have this reading that that's what you got to do. You're nobody to us, man. You're a low life, really.
And a lot of that is one of the things. A lot of that is adultery.
Exactly.
The amount of times, it's like brothers have all experienced it where a chick is on it, and it's what's your situation? It's complicated. Or would you call it? He's dead though. Or I'm gonna bring. And it's like
Well, nah. This conversation is dead.
He's crusty, and it's like whoa.
Chicks do that. It's complicated. And then even when you back in, don't worry, I stopped talking to him.
Yeah, because again, we live in a society where it's just everything is up in the air. And we used to have it just very simple. You was either a whore or you was a wife. Now you got a whole bunch of shit in between that shouldn't exist. Girlfriend, boyfriend, all this shit, the situationships, all this garbage. What does that even mean? No, we just had simple contracts. Now they've blurred the lines between everything, and it's all fucked up. It's all messed up. We're gonna go back to contracts, and most of the women are gonna be on the contract or free agent. But once you do a thing, now you're on the contract, and that's how it should be. All this going out on a Friday night and slip and the hookup culture. Oh, let's be honest, man, love that idea. They love the idea that you can have this hookup thing.
Yeah.
Easy
But
banana.
it's chaos.
Their
It's
mindset,
destructive.
Yeah.
If you remove that, life is just gonna be so much better.
This is a quick one.
There's gonna be hookup culture in the kingdom.
Hell.
This is Isaiah 8:20. 2, the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
This is Isaiah doing that, man. And he was battling it, and the other people in the panel, even the women were like, "Bro, you talking shit."
Bro, I've explained this in the past to women that you might you got some women that don't want to just listen, don't watch the video, don't listen,
Yeah.
don't listen.
Yeah.
And then you actually break it down to them. And this might be a chick that's really the lady, like wears dresses and whatever, and they take it with a masculine mind frame. Like, you know what? That actually makes sense for that time. But these niggas,
Pussy star, huh?
Pussy.
Well, like I said, it comes to being ashamed.
Yeah.
They're ashamed of the word, man. And they want to water it down.
Yeah.
They want to water it down so it appeases
to them.
people. But we're not here to appease men. Just say that. Do I please men or do I please the Most High?
Yeah, just like
What we're here to
slavery.
do.
Slavery, you can have slavery and righteousness.
That's
Well,
it.
in this modern time, you're told that slavery is a bad thing. Yeah, but you can have slavery. You can have bond slaves in the scriptures, and it's a righteous thing. And the children that's born is your slaves too. That's in the law. You know, we gonna have slaves. Man. I remember one time I told one Jada, he's like, "No, I don't want to have slaves."
Everyone knows if you have an extra pair of hands in the house, bro, it's not doing things.
Come on, bro. Yeah.
Bro,
That helps so fucking much, man.
What, bro? That's why anytime
I
I'm
think I made it.
Yeah. All these rich people got
You
it.
go broke having them made there every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, that's why every time I'm in Ghana, man, I have the pleasure of enjoying the pleasure. Look, man, I ain't feeling my plate.
everybody wants one, but they don't want. They don't want to have to want to go like.
But it can't be an either man. I'm a hypocrite.
Oh, something in my house. Anyway, for real, it's a thief.
Yeah, this is John 8 and 23. And he said unto them, ye are from beneath, I am from above. Ye are of this world, I'm not of this world.
No, man, these niggas are carnal. They're of this world. And this whole thing, the whole time, they've been trying to demonize us. And that's what it is as well. They're trying to demonize us using the ways of this world.
Yeah.
But we never back down from it. We just explained it with understanding, stayed mature, and carried on teaching scriptures. Man. And that's what niggas running up in the barbershop, trying to get niggas from the barbershop, trying to kill us and all this shit. Wow. Fuck these niggas, man. And then you see what he got caught up in. Fucking hypocrite. You see what he got caught up in? And he was dealing with the daughter of one of his fucking wives, man. So,
That's
fucking
and
demon.
it's a lot on that because that's one of the things
And he
people
he drugged her up. Like,
nasty. That's good. So I was gonna say it's like when you read the scriptures, people when they look at the scriptures, they only think about sexual morality either from the perspective of Moism or this. Where it's like, no, the scriptures touches on a lot of sexual immorality. Dealing with your woman's daughter is sexual immorality, man. You can't be doing that shit.
Even dealing with your own ladies, on a period.
Yeah.
That's something that's
They're trying to popularize
yeah,
it.
niggas don't want to have
Wait.
sexual discipline.
like, bro, just wait.
Nah, they can't wait. Wait,
Well, because that's one of the things he pushes. It's like, oh, she's hornier on her period. It's like, nah,
Oh,
bro.
she's bugged the fuck out on the period.
Exactly.
that's actually not
Exactly.
biologically true.
Exactly.
They're horniest the week after the period.
Yeah, which is believe when they start ovulating, right? Yeah, which makes sense.
Which is a cycle. That's true.
Yeah.
Take me down for the ride.
The self of the Lord is perfect.
It is. It is. It is.
It's the book of John 7:24. Judge not according to their appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Where is that? In the scriptures. In the book.
Well, remember in Deuteronomy, this is the wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. Right. Like the Lord gives us a guideline. But you know what it is?
But he respects Esau's wisdom.
Yeah, that and he, you know what it is? Niggas love the black queen. Like, really, he's doing it because there's an Eve that's watching at home. Oh yeah, oh yeah, man, that's my man. You know what I mean? Because, but then like, he's really doing it because there's an Eve in the hood,
You know,
that once said, "Nah, yeah, man, that's wrong." But the thing is, brother, a lot of these women out here that are kind of stable, which is hard to find. If you explain the situation, they're like, all right, fair enough. Back then, now you don't do that, but back then I see why it would be how it was.
Plus, also, women like it when you stand on your shit.
Exactly. Stand up and be a man, yeah. Stand up for the Lord, man. That's not worried about whether a woman agrees or not, man. For fuck's sake, man, just stand up and be a man. You tall as fuck, man. He was a Hebrew Titan, blood. Stand up and be a man. It's not a bitch beside you, man. There's no need for it, bro.
And bro, Jake, bro, we went to school, man. Remember school, after school, you there, you be thinking about a chick all day, and then the Benjamin comes in his whip.
Yeah.
still was on.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you know that girl in
Yeah.
one that's tall. You know
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Bro, when she was nice. She was
But
big.
that was bait.
She
That was
built
girl
like
bait.
a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
All the niggas was running around. In fact, actually, I remember there was one, bro, that it actually happened to me, man. This brother knows a girl. I was with her, and I thought everything was cool. Then I found out, oh, she was rolling with the older gangster niggas. You know what it is? From the ends. Because they got bimmers. And I was hurt. I'm, oh, shit, man. I thought you was my girl. Yeah. But she's rolling with the older niggas. And we was in school. These were big man's, blood. And they were doing the thing.
27, bro.
And then I remember one time I see her, but it's very fucking funny. Because I see her one time. All I heard was bare commotion from a bunch of youths. Just being unruly, yeah? And then I heard someone trying to chastise them, and the youth were just moving mad, but it was like, oh. And I looked, yeah? And I was like, I said, oh, shit, yeah? And then I see her, she looked fucked up, yeah? Bro, I was like, oh, yeah, you all right, yeah? And then you could tell, she was just fucking embarrassed as fuck, man. Because she was there with them badass kids, man.
Oh, so her kids from...
Yeah, it was her kids, man. And she was there trying to control these badass kids, yeah? Probably from some waste man, gangster Benjamin somewhere. You know how it always ends up. And then she see me, obviously, I was just like, oh, you're right, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, yeah. Oh, she was fucking embarrassed.
You should have gave it to me, man.
Them badass kids, man.
But this is why I thought I would arrange the marriage, bro. Because you don't want to be you don't want to be in that situation.
Hey, that's her problem.
You know, you don't want to be in that.
Take them badass kids out of the fucking.
This knowledge is supposed to save you, man. You know what I'm saying? This knowledge can save you, man.
Hey, that's
But you don't want to
listen like that, man. They down bad right now. They didn't want to mess with the man them before. They wanted to mess with the bad boys from the ends. Now they just burn out baby mothers.
Cooked.
They're
humble and
chest out.
See now, they're meek. If you don't mind, can I go £30 and give it back to your wife?
Why borrow your money, bro?
Go
Remember.
back with the real niggas. Anyway, so
Shit, man. Wednesday you can pay with something else. This is
I have to give it the card.
This is Deuteronomy.
That's why you don't stress about bitches, man.
They will come.
Oh yeah,
Hey, hey, hey.
sometimes them,
Patient.
Them
Especially when
bitches
you
ain't
get
for
older,
you,
man.
Yeah.
Especially when you as men, when you get over 25, approaching 30 plus, it starts to even.
Yeah.
It starts to even.
Yeah, because I was saying, bro, it's like this is the thing, because we're stuck in the West. We don't realize there's big gal,
Yeah.
big gal, just however you like it, right? Whatever you like, right? You know, like Elam, Elam be looking hella good. You know,
Bro,
long
there's
ass
gal in the
hair.
West.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
They all coming over here.
There's bad girl here. You just be a man and you will find girl. Don't be a pussy. Don't try and run for girls that you don't probably a lot of men they're chasing down girl that ain't for them.
Mm,
And that's your problem.
yeah.
You know she likes hanging around with gangster niggas and you want her. Well, you're gonna get what you deserve.
Mm.
Go to the library and get yourself a librarian. Chick.
Always remember what one of the elders said. Here it is. You're trying to get a woman that's destined for a 2/3.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
it's
the
true.
captain
Most
said
men
that.
are chasing the same bad chicks that but there's other girls, but they don't see them. But just go with the other girl, blood. Go to a fucking book. A book is fucking what they call it, man. Go to a jazz club and get a girl that likes jazz. Or why you always gonna get the same bad bitches, man? Fuck out here.
Like I always make this joke, but it's true. Hitler got head.
I'm
saying it because,
That's crazy.
But the point I'm making is
He's the most vile man in history.
basically everyone
Yeah, hates him.
like no matter who you are, everyone can find
Someone loved him.
their own partner.
Someone loved him.
What, Marilyn Manson be getting messages.
I would appreciate this is Baruch 4 and 1.
Homeless niggas. Talking about ain't no girls out here.
Yeah.
Get yourself a girl.
It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die."
So the law is like, it's beautiful, man. When you actually go through the whole of the law, it's righteous, man, and it solves so many problems. And the only issue is motherfuckers don't keep it. But if everyone kept that same standard of the law, life would be great, man. Well, because love, the Bible says, "Love worketh no ill to his neighbor." So the love is the keeping of the commandments. So that's if you want to live in love, you're gonna live by the law, and that way you're not gonna murder your brother. You're not gonna steal from your brother. You're gonna take care of him. You're not gonna defraud him. You're gonna tell him the truth. You're gonna lie and try and deceive and manipulate, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep your marriage contracts.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep your contracts between each other in business.
Yeah.
You make this contract, brother. You're gonna forgive your brother. You're gonna lend to your brother. You're gonna forgive your brother's debt according to the law. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, on a daily basis, you see more why the law is just the best thing for the earth. But that's gonna come when a righteous rulership is established. Like, for example, don't eat pork. Oh, scientists have just discovered that there's tapeworm, nigga, bro.
He told you.
The Lord already told us. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Certain fishes, clean water and eat parasites. Like, they can actually absorb heavy metals that have certain
It's by design.
by design.
When the Lord said one animal was clean and one was unclean, he didn't just like, let me just throw a rock here, whatever animal it hits.
It's unclean.
No, they were made. So the Lord made this animal and he made it to be a part of life.
Yeah.
But it's unclean to eat. It wasn't made to be eaten by a man.
Bro,
So it's made, the ones that were made to be eaten are made for purpose.
yeah.
And they're delicious.
Like even certain scavenger birds, like for example, a vulture, right? A vulture's stomach acid can digest a bone, a whole rib.
But there's a bird that only lives on bones.
Yeah.
That's crazy. A bird that only lives on bones.
But for real, like, but yeah, like, bro, the stomach acid of a vulture is like comparable to car battery acid. Like, it can literally digest a whole rib, a whole arm, a whole leg, and it's just digesting that shit for days. You know what I mean? It's like that's a process, and it's like, but here it is, a nigga somewhere going to turn that into ribs. Well, yeah, like, have you seen that nigga? I don't know. I think he's from fucking Alabama or something. You know that nigga like on Instagram that cooked a bear.
What?
Yeah, I swear I saw the bear.
Yeah. And he's got a whole shit where he deep fries like wings or catfish.
Bear meat is known to have bear parasites.
Parasites. For example, bears. If you see them sometimes, you know when they go on hunt for their fish,
Parasites coming out the ass.
you have a tapeworm, like it's like a cape.
Ah.
It'll be literally
I've seen it.
like 5 meters long, a tapeworm. That's why you ain't supposed to. No, it's just the parasites, isn't it?
They eat a lot of raw fish.
They eat a lot of raw fish which has parasites.
Yeah, but listen, the Lord, like you said, the Lord's the manual of life is in the law. And if it says not to eat something, we can find out later. But take his word for it. man. I'm not arguing. Listen, like what he's saying. A man invented a car, right? And he gives you the manual. Okay, this is what you need. You don't start questioning it.
Yeah.
Why do you need to put oil in the engine? Bro, put the Bumbleclaw oil in the engine, man. I made it. There's a reason I have to, you know what I'm saying? But here he is, man, questioning the Lord. He created the animals. And if he's telling you it ain't good for you, then it ain't good for you. He created you. He knows how your body works. Everything is by his wisdom and understanding, right?
And to follow his decrees is faith.
Yeah.
Again, it's something you might lack. You lack faith.
How about because the Lord said? No, I'm not taking away from what you're saying because later on, then you start finding out that the Lord will reveal to you. Oh, that's why he said that.
Which it just shows you. It just shows you the ultimate spectrum of wisdom. You know what I mean? It's like even with Toby, right? With the when he had to get the gore, make a paste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now they found out like that part of the fish is very high in vitamin A, right? Which vitamin A, as you know, it's very beneficial for cataracts and all that kind of stuff. So it's like that shit Esau finds out now, but that shit or stuff, sorry, that the Lord already spoke about. You know what I mean? And remember the person that gave him that advice to do that was an angel. So that just shows you how high up the wisdoms are. So if it just says do that, just follow what it says.
What's the first principle, man? Fear the Most High. To fear His word, isn't it? Fear Him first. You know, understand what comes later. Fear what He said. Listen to what He said first.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the pig vibration
That's it.
was meant to be in it. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't mean the pig is an evil animal.
No, it's not.
And you can't pick and choose between unclean animals either. Because I know when niggas try to do that,
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, and let me tell you something about Jake. Jake eat everything the Chinese.
Yes.
Bro, you go on the islands, but man can't tell me nothing. Man eat turtle.
Yeah.
Man eat mountain chicken, which is frog.
Yeah.
Man eat monkey.
Wow.
Man eat iguana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. Man eat conchs. That's them big ass fucking sea
Oh, yeah,
snails,
they look
like,
nasty.
shit that they eat, man.
Tortoise.
Tortoise.
Yeah. To be honest, in Ghana, the biggest breed of snail that's known on Earth is primarily theirs, bro. It's like this big. And back home, I remember we used to have soup.
And there ain't no difference. Listen, if you eat a snail and you eat a swine, what do you think? There's a difference?
Yeah.
Unclean is unclean. You're not supposed to eat it. Niggas will be there eating down a bacon pork chop, saying, "Oh, man's eating a dog." But there ain't no fucking difference between eating a dog and eating a fucking pig.
Yeah.
Their taste might be the difference, but unclean, you're not getting no points. You know, bro, unclean is unclean.
That's it.
Period. Don't eat unclean animals.
This is Sirach 32, verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will.
Yeah. And this is the whole idea that the Christians made up a whole bunch of shit. It's not what goeth in the mouth that defileth you. But the Lord wasn't talking about that, man. He wasn't talking. He wasn't saying that's all great. You can eat. Well, eat a human then. Can you eat a human then? Since it's not what goeth in the mouth that defileth you, so can you be a cannibal?
Feces, that.
Just eat shit, like eat anything, man. That's what I'm saying. Just do it all inside.
But what about putting it in the temple?
Drink bleach. How about you go drink some bleach, yeah? See if that doesn't defile you.
See, oh, a prime example is this. You know what it is? So, want to see how stupid people are, right? So, want to see how stupid people are. We know you can't eat every single herb on the earth or plant. Yeah. But when it comes to meat, it's calm.
Yeah.
So,
For real.
so you know,
Those are poison ivy. Yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's like I think like 8, something like, I'll double check. I think it's like 80% of vegetation you can't eat.
Exactly.
That's why you die. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
so, bro, man, go into the jungle, man, you die because you're struggling.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Jake,
That shit's vegan.
yeah, it's vegan, right? Yeah, it's vegan. You know what I mean? Jake knows your intestine will come through your throat. You fucking eat that shit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to meat, it's like, oh yeah,
because you don't die straight away.
exactly.
Sentence against its evil work. Yeah.
No, but on the islands, man, eat every abomination you could think of, yeah, and then just laugh by. Same with the Northern Kingdom. I was watching program, man, and eating all kind of mad snake or tarantula. I watched them little Asherites catching tarantulas and shit in the fucking forest, man, and roasting them up. Like. A fucking tarantula.
You know this?
And then people wouldn't wonder why they're all fucked up though.
Yeah,
All that shit they're putting in their body, what they're drinking, the air, everything, they're continuously getting fucked up.
It gives you a recompense.
All this medication you man are on,
Yeah.
that you got to survive on.
That's not right. Yeah, but then, like I said, that's what I'm saying. So the Christians will make up these. Oh, well, one of the things they say is the reason God said you can't eat swine is because at that time the Israelites didn't know about how to cook food.
Yeah, but then they knew how to cook lamb.
Yeah.
Lamb. Because
That's like on the next page.
Quail?
bro, lamb.
Yeah.
Beef ribs.
If you're sincere, all you got to say is, listen, it's unlawful, but I got a problem. I'm addicted to the swine. Pray for me. Just say it. And that's what makes it worse. It's better to say, I know it's unlawful, I just can't help it. And I need it, it's something I need to get over. Than to change the scriptures. No, it's just you've gone off, man.
Bro.
You can admit that you got a problem. Bro. You've got a problem.
In it, there's bare different lawful meats that you can eat.
But bacon's got a special demon on it, man.
It does, man.
Bacon has a special demon on it, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
No, but and you can season them up, bro. And you know how you know.
Yeah, man. But I just had some brisket, man. Like, that's alright. Like, you know,
Moose, you can eat moose, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because isn't that in the elk
Yeah.
deer family?
Yeah,
it is.
Moose. I haven't. Hey, don't quote me on that. I've never ate moose, but I'm pretty sure.
No, because it's just related to elk, no?
Yeah,
Yeah, which I believe. Yeah.
So you got moose, elk, you got all the different types of deer.
Deer.
The venison type.
You can
Venison.
probably eat that capoeira thing. What's it called?
Capybara.
What's that thing from South America?
Capybara, something like that.
You know that one you get the wool from it. I don't know. I'll have to check on that. Which one? You know the one that there's an actual wool that they produce.
The one's got
They got a long neck. Yeah. I don't know.
think that's lawful.
Oh, it's not lawful. Llama. I don't. I was thinking of something else, but maybe I'm getting confused. I'll have to double check.
Yeah,
it. Is it got
The one that spits.
Does it
Yeah,
chew
man.
the cud?
Yeah, llama. Oh, I'm trying.
You're talking about.
Yeah. Do they chew the cud? I have to double
Camel
check.
family.
Well, we never know.
We'll double check it. Just double check it. Fact check it.
Okay, well, it's not. Oh, but you can't eat that one. Oh, is that
Yeah.
well, I've never ate it, but I'm just saying. There are many different animals you can eat. And this is what I'm saying. There's not just one or two. The Lord gave us variety, man. There's variety of cow meat, you know?
You've got to be a zoologist.
Bison. You could eat bison.
Bison.
I'm not sure about wildebeest.
Yeah.
That's not sure. That's like a cow, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Goat's tail. So this is
Fish, there's all different type of fish. Scale to
Like, I remember when to that spot to get fish.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, this is shit. This shit's blue, but it got scales. Lawful.
I'll go shark.
Shark.
No, it's debatable because they got like teeth for it.
Yeah, but they got some sort of small scales.
Yeah.
Teeth on the thing.
Shark. I try.
Like, it's like any-
Well, remember those kind of stories the guy shark on holiday? You know what I mean?
Like that.
No, he got sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
His brothers all told the story like that.
Maybe not.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I know. So-
Oh, but I don't. That well, they probably know. I don't probably don't know about that. Yeah,
Um,
but
I've
even
got,
with fish, you got to be wise. You know.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
eat certain lawful fish, right?
Yeah.
But depending on where, like my granddad would tell you, depending on like you'll have like certain fish that they'll know to catch them from here.
Yeah.
But if you catch them over here, because there's like a copper, there's a copper ore in that area, they might bioaccumulate copper, and it will give you poisoning, like certain things.
Yes.
But if you catch them from over here, then they're cool. But that's just wisdom.
Yeah. All right. It says, this is back in verse 2, Luke 4. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be
Illuminated. The way the law is actually illuminating of how to run life. And it's like I mentioned, it's funny, I did that video. You look at the economic. The Bible has an economic plan of how to run. It's not communism and it's not capitalism, but it does have an economic plan. And it's the only economic plan that they will never talk about on TV. They'll only give you the choice between socialism / communism and capitalism, and say these are the two different ways to run an economy that you need to choose from.
Both from the devil.
Both of them, yeah, come from Satan and is run by Satan, but they never talk about the biblical economic system, which is based on the Lord owning everything, and then people have their own ownership underneath that. Then you got the system of how to get loans, how debt is supposed to be dealt with, the monetary system. The money is supposed to be sound money based upon hard assets. You know, the year of release and the year of jubilee and all these different things. That would change life completely. That would solve the massive inequality that we have, the oppressive society that we have here. Because the only thing Esau knows how to do is create an oppressive society. He doesn't know how to create no other form of society.
So it's,
and that's why the scripture is life. When you read it, it encourages life. And if you have a culture that is cultivated on that, like it's like it brings a righteous
Flourishing.
a vibration in style.
yeah.
And then guess what? This is why the law, the judgment now stops negative things from growing. So it's true, say you get a like a batty boy. Batty man is like a wickedness is like a virus.
Yeah.
So it spreads. Even the guy there, what's his name? Remember the Russian dude, Sergey, whatever his name is, the KGB guy that they was talking about, Russian subversion, KGB subversion
History
tactics.
repeats itself.
No, what?
The one that
Dimitri
Due to
something.
Pesco.
we're talking about the one that came here and got poisoned.
No. I'm talking about the other guy. He went to America. He was a defector, and he talked about. You can look it up. Russian subversion.
Yeah.
And he said, in any society, you're always gonna have outliers. You're gonna have people that are just fucking come up with some
Strange.
stupid shit that shouldn't be the norm. And he says the way a normal society works is when someone comes up with some stupid shit, the rest of society shut that dude down.
Shuns.
Get rid of that. Cut that off like a cancer. Cut it off from the root quick. There's one or two of them dead. Batman, one or two of them.
They're not becoming the majority.
Even in our law,
Yeah.
what would happen if somebody would come to you to entice you to worship an idol? You report him, and then
Yeah.
he's gone.
It says it that you may put away
Evil from among you. That is actually protecting the health and the life of the body. It's just like how
the whole lump.
it's how your body works. It finds the foreign element that ain't right, and it gets really kills it straight away, right? Now, what they said was, what the KGB do is they will fund and allow that element in your society to grow. So it's something that was already there. Now they're gonna help it, and so that counter movement in society becomes bigger, bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and now it has more influence on your society.
This is Leviticus 19:29. Do not a prostitute that daughter, to cause her to be born, lest the land fall toward them, and their land becomes full of wickedness.
There you go. Wickedness is like a cancer. If you wink at it and you ignore it, you don't deal with it. It's like a sickness. It grows. So he said that you can only subvert people who allow themselves to be subverted. Meaning, you just stand by and you wink at it. Oh, there's only 3 of them. It's bad, but allow it. Then that 3 turn into 6, 6 turn into. Then all of a sudden, you're trying to deal with it now. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna work. Now
Yeah.
they're influencing them.
yeah. Well,
That's what happens in the 60s.
This is what happened to among Jake all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
They
yeah.
wink at wickedness,
Yeah.
and they don't do nothing about it. Like for instance, you have an artist that's pushing something that you don't want your kids to do. In a proper society, man, will go find that artist and he's getting beaten in the streets.
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing what? He's bringing what to us? No, with Jay could be like, oh, you know,
calm.
but he will still be there, and then he'll grow, and then there'll be another one of them, and then 2 of them. And before you know it, that culture that the grandparents was like, yo, that's a
Shun
crazy
it.
shit, is now the dominant. It's now the
Yeah.
popular culture.
It's sort of like how these niggas wear like a dress in like music. You know, young
Yeah.
bucks, these guys.
Yeah, that man should have been caught up, yeah, and given public lashings,
Yeah.
and just to put that away.
Kept away his dress and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
But when you wink at shit and you don't have a defense that eliminates wickedness, which is what happens when you don't have judgment, then wickedness just proliferates itself and it grows, and then it takes over the body like a cancer.
If I could say, because that's what when you're saying that, I'm thinking about the scripture says the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, right? And the reason I'm thinking about that is what Esau did is he, in his mass media, he made it such that people started verbalizing the winking. So it's like, oh no, as long as they're not near me, right? So basically, people didn't like it, but he wrote it into the story almost that, oh, you don't like it, but just wink at it.
Yeah.
Right. And then, but what do you know now? Whenever I go for my walk, not whenever, when I go for my walks at lunchtime, if it's around the time like school's finished, you'll be seeing enough gal, 12, 13, 14 years old, holding hands. Right. And it ain't because the other one's blind.
And it's more and more in the younger generation.
Yeah.
And because it grows. And it's just like, for instance, certain places in the world, you can't run certain things.
Mm.
They won't have it. Oh, we're gonna have a Beyonce concert. Something are gonna get burned down. That's how serious they are. They're not gonna tweet about it. They're not gonna talk. They're gonna turn up to the show and they're gonna burn it to the ground. That's what he meant by you can only subvert people that allow themselves to be subverted. Because if you stand on your business, you attack that thing that you think is a threat to your way of life. Japan did that for ages. The Japanese were attacking the idea of Western society coming into Japan until they didn't. Until they opened up the floodgates and then allowed it to be there, and then all of a sudden, slowly, it starts to take over.
But so Con, with Japan once again going into people that want to be subverted, one of the things post World War II that they did, that America did specifically, is they got the emperor on board, right? Because if
Chief protect
the chief, yeah, if you look at the emperor, and then the emperor is saying, "Oh, actually, no, we're gonna start becoming and allowing certain things." As a nation, you're like, "Well, the emperor said it," you know. And so it's going to prove that Esau knew that because they're presenting that guy as if, oh, that's just the Russian way. No, I mean, Americans is the same thing.
Yeah, they do. They know how to foment that counterculture, protect it, and if you don't attack it, if you just let it live, it will grow. And before you know it, 2 generations down the line, everyone's like that. And you're like, how did this culture change happen? Because niggas weren't always the way they are today, and people don't realize that countercultures. There's things that Jake have normalized today that 3 generations ago, they were like, what? I ain't having that round here. Just even the way they dress, and there was a time when it was like this gangster shit ain't the way. How did gangsterism become the most popular, most influential type of change? Because they started from a small group of them, and all of a sudden it's a big group of them, and it's got all this massive voice. Because when it first came out, niggas didn't get killed and ostracized. They were protected and allowed to continue to do their shows, do their songs, do their thing. and didn't go and stop their shows from happening. There was a small group of change, when you go back in history, that were protesting against the gangster rap, but then Esau himself, they basically did a thing. Oh, well, we're going to try and ban it, and it will look like because we're against it, then we're against it good, and then niggas will defend it. But if you go back, there's interviews with James back in the day that they were like, yo, we didn't want all this R&B, sexy R&B stuff and all this gangster rap because it wasn't our culture. These were just offliers. NWA didn't represent niggas.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't the way of life for most niggas. Now, every nigga's in NWA. When they first came out, most people would have been like, oh my God, man, what's this shit?
Yeah.
This is fucking divergent.
The scripture calls that group of niggas the sons of what's it called? Belial, which is like basically it's the term for niggas. That was like a spirit on a group of niggas that do nigga shit. You know what I mean? Like if you read through the scriptures, it would say, and like these two sons of this priest were the sons of, you know what I mean? And they just gave wickedness. So it's like letting that flourish. You know? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
After you go, bro.
It's Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. So therefore the law is slack and judgment doth never go forth.
You need judgment, man. Without judgment, then everything goes out of control. Adultery will go out of control. There has to be something that lays down an example to say that we're serious about this particular thing not happening. Otherwise, it will happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? There has to be a judgment for things. There has to. But murderers can't be winked at.
Yeah.
Thieves can't be winked at. There has to be judgments and punishments, and that's why judgments and punishments are. If the Bible doesn't say not to do, the Bible comes up with a solution for when it does happen.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't just say, "Oh, don't murder." It says, "Don't murder." But if somebody murders, then man have to dead, so that man know, like, listen, this is not acceptable. We have to correct it. Now all of a sudden, man, know. Well, what's the point of murdering, man? Because I'm just thinking.
It says, therefore the law is slack and judgment doth never go forth. The wicked doth compass about the righteous, because it's growing.
Yeah.
It's
Now
influence
everybody's
growing.
on this wicked tip.
Yeah.
And now, so if you're righteous now, you become like a minority.
You can't say that because you're going to persecute for saying something.
Mourinho things. If I speak,
Yeah.
you know. But now it's become popularized. The wicked way has now become the dominant way. It's the dominance voice.
Yeah.
Which it shouldn't be like that. Them man should be hiding to do wickedness. And I thought
Whether they're doing it or supporting it.
we were speaking about that the other day. The Batman thing used to be in the closet where it rightfully should be. It shouldn't exist. But you shouldn't be able to
Be proud
openly
about it.
be Batman because people are watching that. Kids are watching that. Them Batman used to have to hide deep in the closet, blood. Man used to have to turn up in toilet somewhere. And they have to hide because man don't want to see them or know them.
Because they know it's shame.
Once you bring that shit out of the closet, you're opening up floodgates because now it becomes desensitized and it's acceptable. And then the kid sees that, and they're like, oh, well, when all they should be seeing is man getting burned up.
Which is why,
Yeah, of course.
why basically anytime people say, oh, it's just music. No, it's not just music. Don't try it. Because it's like, if you look at the evolution of music in its time period, like let's say 50s, 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, onto this day, every decade of music, it has a vibration. You know what I mean? Like even when Jake was in slavery, there are songs that we sing based on, or even the blues. You know? Jake took about passion, struggles, being in a white, system environment. But then it's like, if you could compare, like, what was there in the 60s and 70s, what then came in the 80s, 90s, and the push that is here now, it's like that becomes a trend for the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like us, bro. We're at an age where we've seen the evolution of drill.
Yeah.
We've actually seen, like, you know what I mean? We've actually seen it get progressively worse, bro. You know?
Got a comment?
And it changes the way you think. Yeah. When it changes the way your perspective on things. Yeah. And that's why it matters, because your perspective on things now affect how you act. What you think is acceptable, what you think is not acceptable, what you're desensitized to, and what you're sensitized to. Like now, people are desensitized to evil.
Yeah.
Evil is not a big thing no more. where there's certain places where if you certain things, man, will be like, oh my god, like someone did that. Like we need to do something about this now. Whereas now it's like, yeah, okay, cool, it's another day, just another day, isn't it? It's not that deep.
Yeah, they embrace it. Demon time.
Demon time.
Yeah, what a-
Just one sentence. Yeah, just one sentence left over. It's a therefore wrong judgment proceeding.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Go on.
This is from GMS Vigilant 3115. So Shalawar, most of the artists here in Jamaica, like Sizzle and others, basically apologize for their songs they sing that Bun Chichi, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Apologize.
So yeah, so then that's confusion then, because on one hand they said that when they're teaching about killing other black people, killing informers, which that whole killing of informers thing, right, is basically saying that
Just let wickedness slide.
yeah, criminals can murder, kill, and steal, and as a community, you're supposed to allow that. That's just cool. This is madness. You're basically supporting a criminal element among your own people. But anyway,
the police officer kills.
so when,
these dudes.
yeah,
And then
oh,
they
yeah,
get back
yeah,
at us.
they get back at us. So basically, their thing is they'll say, oh, just we're not affecting no one with our music. So then why can't you go on Batty Man? It affects songs no more.
Yeah.
Because it does affect.
Yeah.
Media effects. Listen, when they were going into the world war, they had a whole bunch of movies in Hollywood, propaganda movies, because they know the young men will watch it and it will affect how they feel. And they had songs to go with it.
Yes.
So music and songs does affect people's minds on what they think is acceptable.
Well, why did Saul get like offended that the lady singing?
Yeah.
Because you're not like, yo, every time you know this young boy David's gonna be on my pro.
Yeah.
So don't say, well, yeah, he killed us thousands.
Well, I did a video yesterday and I was going into they call it the military entertainment complex. Right, so when you see military hardware in American film, in Hollywood films, right, if it's not CGI, if it's real, basically they've had to get the script has to have been okayed by the Department of War now, right? You know, they do a whole thing where it's like, okay, how is America perceived, right? Are we the good guys? Is this, that, and the other? And it's all for purposes of recruitment, right?
They gotta make it feel patriotic.
Yeah.
Proud of
It affects your worldview. And like I said, like gangster rap made people think like gangsters. It make them think like criminals. Make them think in a certain way or see that as being. When you find something entertaining, you become desensitized to it now. It's not a problem to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's now entertainment. That's why they put a bunch of Batman in entertainment. So now they're entertaining to you. It's not so bad, is it? No, that's funny, guy.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, like all of these late night show dudes, like Graham Norton. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you watch it. Now you're desensitized to this guy that he blows words, man.
Yeah.
Because he tells a few jokes. Man. It's all good.
Bro, it's like, come on, you know what I mean? If you have like, then you are basically like making tools and inventions. They're like kids, they'll actually aspire to that. And it's like you know, even kids who are managed well by parents who see like a good culture being brought up. You actually see them like aspire to actually do good. But it's just when they go to school and they see other untrained monkeys. You know what I mean? You see other untrained monkeys. Then the kid that was raised up in a good culture is now feeling ashamed for
their culture.
for actually not being stupid.
But that's what look. When you watch a lot of them kids programs back in the day, they made the kid that was dumb, the cool kid, and the kid that was smart was the nerd. But that was manufactured on the TV, and then kids watch that and play it out in real life. Like the brother said, in Nigeria, it's the complete opposite. Zach, remember Saved by the Bell? You had Zach, and he was a cool kid, and he was dumb. So it's like they're creating these tropes, right? And messing people's minds up. Like now, the modern day movies have no morals. They don't have no morals in the movies no more. Like you look at a lot of these, the antagonists, they're really evil. They're really the bad guy. They're doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they 100% can affect the way you think and what you think is right or wrong, or what you think about people based upon the media and the movies and the music. The music and the entertainment should supplement your culture. It should encourage the members of the culture to act in a way that is beneficial to the culture.
That's it.
So it should promote family, it should promote brotherhood, it should promote the law. And if you show anything outside of that, it should always be showed in a bad light. Fast and Furious literally promote stealing cars and racing in the streets. Now, every kid ain't gonna go and do that, but there's a lot of kids that's gonna watch that and thinking, bro, I want to be like these, man, because it's cool.
They went to the FBI now.
That's confusion. So not only you got a whole bunch of guys now racing in the streets and half of them are killing each other in car crashes, but now they're stealing cars.
Well, they made man on himself in the car.
Yeah. And the movie's making all this money, and the movie's based around a bunch of car thieves. But then the law says that you're not supposed to steal cars. So you got to be a form of media that's promoting what is against the law.
That's it. Everything they put out there for you to consume is all about rebellion.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like I was thinking about it watching the that King David series. I was watching that. I was like, bro, Hollywood's got no reason why they can't make more about the Bible, because that goes in. You know, I was in my. You know,
Every writer has the ability to input morals into their story. They can frame every story from a moral eye, where the bad guy is the bad guy that's doing things which is not good, and the good guy is reinforcing the good things, and they can make the good guy come out on top. Like, okay, this is there's no reason, just like they can write, you can write just any song cool. You can write a song about being a good dad and make cool with lyrics. There's no reason
original hip hop.
the song has to be about being
Hey, young girl.
no, anything could work. But they made it corny to be good.
Well, even on that show that we are gonna do,
The food thing.
like we are touching our point on cartoons, like the kids eating Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the,
Yeah,
it's like, bro, like even I remember those Dexter. But remember that scene where he was eating the pig with a fork? He was sweating on the table.
You're reinforcing
Yeah.
that behavior.
but
Well, not only that, Salakia, but there's another thing they do. They reinforce the idea that a teenager is supposed to be rebellious.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you watch these Disney shows, the teenager, they reinforce that, oh, they're a teenager, so that's just how they're supposed to be. And not in the rest of the world. What are we doing here? Like, why are we encouraging that? Now you're enabling that. So now the child has an excuse to be rebellious because that's what you're supposed to do at that age. And the child don't know no better. They're gonna do what they think they're supposed to do. Go on.
On the food thing, on the food thing, just quickly, it's a two-pronged approach. Because I sent this brother a thing because I know he was going to do the video. It was a two-pronged approach, but really, when you're giving like your baby sachets of, like, it may say broccoli on the front, when you actually do a breakdown of the percentages, it's mostly apple, right? So basically, what your child is used to from a very young age is sweet stuff, right? And they basically saying what your child eats from a young age really determines how they're going to eat for the rest of their life, right? And so Esau knows what he's doing. Besides, I just wanted to throw that in.
That's why man can't have the tail too.
Bro, that's why I'm cursing out people all the time. I said, bro, if you I cursed out before camp. I said, well, look, if you live your life on just
Domestic violence.
that's
That's how they'll picture it.
I said to her, look, man, it's like if you live your life by it has to taste nice, you're never gonna be healthy.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be healthy. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, if you have your veggies, cheese, and salad and all that, obviously it can taste nice. But in life, in health, you need a bit of bitter. Like it has to not taste nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you gotta learn to like a bit of it.
Yeah. Or your actual gut and like in your palate over time it will like change your taste and what you like.
But I like tonic water.
Yeah,
Like, that's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Let's get all these preset off.
Of Psalms 12:8. The wicked walk it on every side when the virus men are exalted.
Yeah, man. That's it. That's Esau. This kingdom, it just shows you how not like the side effects of wickedness. Yeah, this kingdom shows you how to not rule the kingdom. It shows you all the side effects of wickedness. Like if you look at it, everyone has on the earth has mental health problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For example, you know what I mean, if you're in this faith and you have a righteous spirit, you got mental health, seeing wickedness. And then the people in the world are fucked out.
It's true, man. Stressed.
Basically, yeah, I'm saying. Basically, this world has all mental health. So either you're righteous, seeing wickedness, like, oh, fuck, what the hell's going on? Or you're just a demon. So everyone's got mental health. And it's like, we're seeing the violence and exalted. Like, why do we know about Lil Nas X? Why does he exist? Why does he exist?
Yeah.
Unstated, bro.
Sam, you remember that Sam Smith?
Yeah. Oh shit. Sam Smith.
Sam Smith, man.
Remember when he was in New York and some like Scottish or Irish lads bumped into him, was cursing him out. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, bro? First, you're just a Batty Boy singer, and now you're just a double Batty Boy.
Yeah.
Satan singer.
He's
This fucker wears bras now. Just go on the treadmill, man. You know what I'm saying?
The fucking meat grinder.
But you know, but again, when the violence, men are insulted, man. You know, because remember, like the scripture says it. Well, you know, which I always use that point. Like, stolen waters is sweet. It's like people like shit you're supposed to like.
Oh, but you know what I mean? I was thinking about it because you know when you got kids, my daughter, man, it's hard because she likes Ariana Grande and all these people, and I'm trying to listen, that's a demon. But again, what are you gonna do as a young person? There's people you're gonna look up to. So who are you gonna look up to is who they push in your face. That are like the successful people, the singers, and
You don't get to see nobody else.
But these man, you see how the plastic surgery, you got these man looking like demons. They're worshiping Satan, and that's just gonna fuck you up. So, like you said, they're making you look up to the people that are demons, man. Kim Kardashian and she, man, don't realize that she fucked up a whole generation. She probably had the most effect here on women of any woman. Like, because loads of women just even went to do plastic surgery to be carbon copies of her. She's a demon.
Yeah. And as well, remember that concept of a rich man's daddy's daughter in all pink and like you know what I mean in films. Those that rich in you know, brat. Brat, you know what I mean? She's an all pink. She has a poodoo and she's all
Paris Hilton. You did Paris.
Yeah, her. Yeah, exactly. That shit was always been in movies.
Yeah.
It was always, and it's like now the lady that just stays home and has kids is seen
Frowned upon.
as being more not as smart.
No status.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you had the lady from Big Bang Theory, Kaylee Cuoco. You obviously in the TV show she plays a bimbo, but like back home, I remember one time she's like, oh, I love cooking for my husband, and they killed her.
Yeah.
They see it's impressive.
Even when that White Eve, you know the one that sings, you know the one from Tottenham that's Adele.
Oh, that one. It's from Jamaica.
Remember when she
That's smart.
Adele used to be a fat bitch, man. She used to be a fat bitch. And when she lost weight, she was getting cussed out. They go, do you want her to just be puffed down?
You know what I find funny though? It's always these feminists. The women are
It's over. Yes, she's kept her in. She's been on dump on now. Yeah. I think they're married.
Galatians 5:9, a little leaven of the lump.
That applies to anything. Like nowadays, you see things in the hood where Jacob like an old fiend black man getting smacked up. You actually be seeing that. Like, remember those
There was an
video
uncle.
that went viral of a Jake a young Jake beating up a fucking uncle. Well, bang in your face, and he's all beating up an uncle. What's going on? Like back in the day, bro, even niggas from your hoods that aren't niggas, right? They go catch guys.
But then them niggas gave birth to
It's just getting worse, man.
That's why we don't need niggas.
We don't have a standard. We don't have a sure standard, and it's the thing. You see what the scripture does? It gives you a sure standard that you need to uphold, not a sliding scale that's just going downhill of what man thinks it is to be black. That's why black culture is dying, because it is actually black culture has no core principle that it rests on. So it could change, whereas the scriptures can't change. It is what it is, man. Forever. That's what we're supposed to be holding down. So if man try to come with some batty man talk, it can't run forever. Because forever it will always be that's not the way.
But this is why the scriptures say evil shall increase on the earth. Every generation becomes worse and worse, right? Because and that just shows you, man, the scriptures is correct. Right.
What part of the game is that?
Yeah.
When you thought, first of all, them niggas, like them OGs, you're selling crack here, but then there's rules to the game. You already broke the rules. It's just like, no, there ain't no rules. It's just because what's stopping someone from breaking those rules? Nothing. These are the new rules. And so each generation get more ruthless and more demonic. And you're looking at them like, no, but you were demonic to begin with. Because you were selling crack and doing wickedness. Just because you didn't do as much wickedness, you were just better. No, man. You
So crack to the
you already fucked up the game. They don't make them like that no more.
This is 1 Kings 15, verse 11. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord, as did his father, as did David, his father. And he took away the Sodomites out of the land, right? And it says, all right. So it says, and he took away the Sodomites out of the land and all the idols that his fathers had made.
You know how he removed them Sodomites out of the land? Is that they really are the land of the living?
And yeah, and also Ayakar, his mother, even her, he removed from being a queen because she had made an idol in a grove.
The word there in the Hebrew is like the king's mother. So that there was a position that came with being the mother of a prince. Like, man stripped her basically of a royal status.
And Asa destroyed her idol and burnt it by the brook of God. But the high it says, but the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days.
But because it's like that. Well, Prince, when we go into Israel, none of the idols that are from this world are going to still be around.
Oh man.
You know, you see certain places, man. What do you call it? I was watching videos in Thailand, and then someone's just in a boat, and they turn a corner, and you just see a massive Buddha. It's massive, and it's like, but I ain't gonna be in the kingdom. Yeah, chariots.
90-foot statue of us.
Yeah.
That shit's scary, bro. Imagine seeing that in the dark.
Yeah.
Imagine being a farmer or a fucking hunter at night. You see a fucking 90-foot statue of a nigga with a belly.
Yeah, that's all gonna be destroyed. That's actually part of the day of the Lord. That's one of the things that the chariots is gonna also be doing, destroying all these idols. Like the pyramids. All that shit. Blaze all that.
Yeah, do you think in the king we're gonna get a selfie with pyramid? Hey, it's my first time here. I finally came here. I mean, I wasn't able, like in the last kingdom, to go to the pyramid, so now I'm here. We're gonna burn that shit up, bro.
And there's a lot of it to destroy. Mecca,
Because we don't want no remembrance of this time, man.
Yeah.
This time of the dark fucking time, man.
Yeah, bare Buddhas all up in China, massive Buddhas in India.
And
Idols everywhere.
Even there's people for idols.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Kim Kardashian got to go.
Yeah.
Hove, right? That big bro. He got to go.
Yeah, he will
You
go.
know, all these guys.
What's it called?
Hey, but just like we're reading here, man. Motorcycle reset the status. Big up status in this one.
Yeah.
Big respect.
All these guys. All these guys, big names that people worship. Like, and you know what I hate about people in this world, yeah? Don't think a nigga who's famous is righteous. Like, you know, like someone's famous, his words matter more.
Well, when a rich man speaks,
When a rich man
yeah.
speaks.
But that's the carnal mind. The
That's it.
carnal believes that if someone's good looking,
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're rich, they're good.
Halo
Yeah,
effect.
that's the carnal mind.
Yeah, like them with that skit with Dave Chappelle when there was a crisis. So somebody called Ja Rule. It's like, but back then when he made the skit, it was the height of when he was somebody. But he made a good point. It's like, nigga, in the times of war, who cares what the fuck Ja Rule thinks?
You know, that's our nobility of entertainers.
Yeah.
They're the mans with the drug dealers and the mans who have money and have the status. Entertainers and drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have
That's sad. I know Billy was a bunch of yesterday.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
you know that is sad.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're
Well,
the ones with the prestige and the status. And so
Wow.
we're looking to be them dudes, man.
It's like once again, if I can build, because who pushes that ideal? It's Edomite, man.
Yeah, they gave them the money.
They give, yeah. Because once again, it's like the owner of basically all of, if I'll double check it, but the owner of all of the UK's airports is a bloody Nigerian. The person that owns the group, so that's a multi-billionaire.
They won't push him in the eyes of the people. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's all messed up. That's why the 140, the new nobility, the 144,000 man of standards and status and money, they're gonna have everything.
That's it.
And then that's who everyone's gonna be looking up to.
All in the spirit of abundance. Leading it. Bro, like someone like Erykah Badu. Like people will
She's a massive idol.
she's just there like at the front of the stage, speaking everyone's all starry eyed. She's a demon. You ain't seen that video blood walking naked and so. Yeah.
People that are actors. I mean, people are actually the social play with themselves.
Yeah.
So man plays a hero in a movie. But Denzel, but he's not a hero in real life. Like, they'll give more respect to him for playing the fire. The actual fire.
Yeah, yes. That's
That does it in real life. But that goes back to celebrityism and what they did was, because before, if someone was famous for doing some kind of entertainment, it was just famous for all kids, you have to say. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but now they made it. This is on this, and they give you content. Now it's worse because you've got social media. It's like 24/7 content, and the celebrities always telling you. You want to hear from them all the time. What do they think about this? What do they think about that? That's the money. You never used to be that. Go back 100 years. There was no such thing as the celebrity like that. Type of always chasing off. You want to see them. That's not. I don't care about that. And men know more about celebrities than what's happening in the real world. That's how you now.
Remember, you had Cardi B with Creepy Joe.
Oh yeah, they get celebrities to endorse politicians. Like, why are you gonna let a celebrity endorse your? You know,
Now Nicki
Meg Thee
Minaj.
Stallion.
Now Nicki Minaj is talking about fucking world peace and shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, shut up, man.
Yeah, bro, like
I'm sure she read through all the policies.
like this is a fucking mess. I hate this one. It's the most lowest. You know, it makes you think about it. You know, with the Logan people, when it split, when that was happening, and the scripture says like the most lowest was made a priest. Remember? Can someone find that? remember it was like they were doing their own thing,
Yeah,
and basically some guy, that that
That's
makes
exactly
swords.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Some guy that
Yeah.
makes shoes is a priest. Like
Yeah.
nigga, what's going on?
What and to build on that though, the basis of men has been made lord over us,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know, and that's annoying. It's like the fact that you be hearing these people talk. These Edomites genuinely think they're better than us.
Yeah. Imagine that.
On Twitter, wow.
Yeah, onto a while, and this is why one of the reasons why he gave Jake sports and entertainment. He said, "All right, cool. It's evident you lot are faster than me. Calm. We're smarter than you too. Yeah, we're smarter than you too. The majority of these Edomites are not prolific, right?
But look how easily they're even AI videos got them triggered.
Yeah.
Videos AI.
Yeah.
Because they're really low. And the one thing you definitely know is you Edomites are an
Bacon
extreme. You're a dangerous species
Mm.
because you're extremely low IQ, but you don't know it. And the worst thing, you know someone that's low IQ, they know that. When someone thinks they're high IQ, they're low IQ, and they're hateful, bro, I'm scared of you Edomites, bro, because you can be manipulated to do any genocide. These guys are crazy.
These are that's what they are.
You see
They give this thing this place the whole
Oh,
time.
that's fine.
The one was that the Muslim, if a Muslim has the room as their prayer room, they don't have to pay council tax.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what?
Nigga, why you like
It's like,
And they
what?
believe it though. They're like, oh, this is outrageous. We're losing our country. So how low IQ can you be? They're dangerous people. But they at least know that. They know they can spin anything to these Edomites and they'll just eat it up. Because it's so stupid.
simple believe it? You, man. If they ban bacon, they'll get smart overnight. It's the bacon. these Brits, bro. They're like spirit animals that slice of bacon.
Bro,
Like, it's so dumb.
yeah.
Spirit animals bacon.
They are low IQ. They don't think about nothing.
So first Kings,
I hate
13, 13:33. Straight to the point. Verse 33 says, after this thing, Jeroboam returned not from his evil way, but made again the lowest of the people
Yeah,
priests.
you know what? Can you get that as well in another version just to see what it was?
That's exactly what we're seeing.
The
The lowest of the people are being set up as like the guy, the man that we need to listen to.
Kanye West.
Kanye West, bro.
He actually run for president.
They
Well-
don't believe in Kanye. Like, Kanye was always a demon.
Yeah.
This guy, anyone that's in the entertainment industry, sucks on Edomite.
Yeah.
That's what you need to realize. If you see them on your TV and their name is constantly being put in this magazine and that magazine, that means they're bought and paid for.
Mhm.
That means we control this
Yep.
Negro. So we can make him do anything. Because
And
all they have to do, I don't think people understand that if they don't want you to know about someone, you will not know about them.
Mhm.
That video in the chat, that old school.
Yeah, what he said.
He
Yeah.
said it. He said it.
Oh, come on. We've seen enough of these little rapper niggas. It's like, hold on, this guy should be in jail.
He should be in jail, bro.
And he's
Yeah,
not in jail.
yeah,
That's because he's
yeah,
a
yeah,
fed. Like, these men are owned and controlled, man. You don't get into a billionaire status in Esau Kingdom and they don't own you.
We're in the white man's world, we're the ones chosen.
He said that.
Yeah.
A man's forgot about it. And then so when you see him getting in his little beef with Esau, you think it's real. It's not real. Esau's just saying they're using him for a particular thing. And then when they're ready to take him off the shelf, they take him off the shelf. And you don't hear from him for very long. And then you hear from him now, he just pops up out of nowhere. And then all the news is talking about him and TMZ and all that shit. It's all orchestrated. These people are not to be trusted.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, look at Trump, man. Your president's on his knees.
Literally.
You're like, come on, man.
Literally.
You know, Jake was that Kanye West called Trump his father. Now Trump is
He was one of the first ones to start pushing the whole MAGA, black man being MAGA shit.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah.
And then, but when Trump was running the second time, he disappeared. Why was that? Why wasn't Conway out in the front?
Yeah, why don't he get the Elon Musk treatment? Come up on stage with him and that. Well, Biden was getting Kamala was getting celebrity
status.
You know, she was getting celebrities. You know, she was getting Jake to come up onto a platform and shit. You know.
I used to smoke weed and play 2x2.
Go, and got the timeline all wrong. Timeline all wrong. But all of these celebrities, right? You know, they're going show themselves to be the hirelings they are, especially when that MOTB comes out.
Oh, yeah.
We saw that with the
And
with-
the influence. The influencer now is a new celebrity.
yeah,
But they're more than faithful to.
totally.
But people think they're authentic. And they know, man. If they don't get millions of views, they're all more faithful.
Because they're on a platform that's control.
Mhm.
And any time that it leads one, bloop,
Yeah.
them man are out of the game.
Yeah.
And they will just switch someone else into your eye line, and they will be gone. And be
Oh,
forgotten.
because remember, it used to be PewDiePie back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Gone. Now it's Mr. Beast. You know that weirdo.
They can control it. And the
Yeah,
only thing
KSI
the same
back in the day.
same management firm is basically managing Kai Snap and all them.
Yeah.
They all signed into these big deals, hundreds of millions of pounds. Yeah, that's because they're the new version of the celebrity. So now they can control what they say, what they don't say, and what they do, manipulate and into what they want.
So, because you remember, it was these celebrities that were really pushing the CV. You remember, you had interest.
Backstep thing.
Yeah, me and my wife, we're stuck in the house.
Because why is it these men get all
Big
this money?
dress.
Other YouTubers don't get that. Sort of
Mm-hmm.
Why is it they got all this metal?
Yeah.
They got so many millions of views. Oh yeah, but why? That's just the next guy.
Yeah,
Listen, the algorithm's been fake.
Yeah.
They can make you a celebrity overnight.
overnight.
They can pump the algorithm. Andrew Tate's an example of that. They can make you the world's famous man if they want.
Overnight.
Because you could start a YouTube channel, you will never get a recommended like because the algorithm ain't with you. And you will get to a certain amount of subscribers, and all of a sudden, your subscriber level never goes up no further than that.
Just the game's rigged. It's like Andrew Tate, all this Matrix, blah blah blah, but now he's doing Misfits.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, man. Come on.
After the man just tried to put him in jail in Romania, now he's on Misfits.
Come on,
Bradley, he just cracked the code. About 9,000.
You can't see this shit bullshit. Alright, one more scripture then we'll go.
Well, NLT.
Yeah.
First Kings 13:33 NLT verse. And it says, but even after this, Jeroboam did not turn from his evil ways. He continued to choose priests from the common people.
It's like, oh,
And that's
like
what
the
been
train,
trained
the race. You're not qualified. It's like,
but that's what they done. They took the base of us and made them high standards. Niggas like, what's his name? NLE Chopper.
yeah.
What's this other nigga name? He's a proper black demon.
NBA, yeah.
No, you know the one you said. He was like, he's proper dark skin. Looks like a cold
Kodak
black. Kodak black.
That's why I like. That's why sometimes I get offended with people like, why you look like Kodak? I can't lie. That's every time.
And they make sure they have the big chain.
Yeah.
They got big back.
So they got needing so they can be heard.
Bro, they got the status. And then you could have a normal person that's like a doctor. Man said, fuck that dude, man. I want to hear what this Kodak black is.
Kodak Black actually did a song that said, "I'm a young nigga with a meth habit," and it rhymed. And nigga like, oh, that's all. He said he's a young nigga with a meth habit.
It's crazy.
Cooked.
Read that out.
And it says he continued to choose priests from the common people. He appointed anyone.
Any nigga, bro. Like, if you leave it up,
You don't want to sell out.
Kanye West, yeah, exactly. Bro,
Chris?
niggas actually went to vote for Kanye.
You said people selling crack. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No, these niggas still, listen, if Franklin Saint was a real person, they might be voting for him. Man, they're still in warning, you know. Bro, in 20, I'm going to videos from that shit, yeah.
Oh,
The
man,
niggas
he
said,
fucked
oh
up.
man, he didn't get the money, man. Everybody did him dirty. And I'm like, bro, you do realize that in the program, he's not the protagonist. You realize that he was selling crack cocaine to his own people and destroy the whole. But he was like, yeah, man, Franklin Saint, he was the man, you know, man, he did him dirty. His mom did him dirty. He didn't get the money.
Saint as well.
No, this is insane. Jake actually worshipped low life niggas.
Yeah.
Like degenerate low lives is Jake's.
What the hell was that, boy? That's
That's a big one, no.
I don't think I was a fan of
Got some vibration in that one.
Proper big
Shit.
real things.
That's gonna be a stadium, bro.
He's probably one of them bacon eaters.
There's a bit of vibration in that one.
Read that again. Then we'll close up.
Read that again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
First Kings
Anyone's a
13:33.
celebrity.
But even after this, Jeroboam did not turn from his evil ways. He continued to choose priests from a common people. He appointed anyone who wanted to become a priest for the pagan shrines.
For the sake, because bear in mind that the Levitical priests stayed with the kingdom of Judah, and so that's why he was doing this. But they weren't qualified to do the job,
And it's all messed up.
and so you know it's gonna go wrong. You knew it was gonna go wrong.
But another thing about these celebrities, man, no one has a more fucked up family life than these celebrities. So it's like, so the people that people are looking up to are not even the example that you should be aspiring to be.
Will Smith.
I was just about to say
Look at that guy, man.
His kids are
Family's fucked.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
All these men have got fucked up family relations. Their relations, they're on their like 8th divorce. All their kids are fucked up. These are not a nobility is supposed to be people you look to, and it's like, yeah, that's
They've got the
thing. You need to. I need to be like them.
But you know, it is. People confuse being noble with wealth.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's like true wealth is like having morals. Like you're like a famous stoic, like what's the name? Marcus Aurelius. Like when you're reading stuff, it's obviously we've got many examples. But let's just say someone that's not necessarily in the scripture. Like him, you read some of his points of virtue. Now, this is something that a young man or a young lady growing up reading.
Like 50 Cent. You gotta follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Read my book.
Yeah. You know,
like 50 Cent's book.
you know, like people look at someone like Floyd and think he's righteous.
I've got a quick one.
Big as fuck. There's a video of Floyd out there punching a punching bag, and someone's throwing dollars. Like dollars are falling from the sky while he's. I'm like, bro, your whole image is so messed up here. But because he's got the money attached to him, why is it fireworks?
There's fireworks now until next
Yeah.
year, bro.
Yeah, but it's real random because that sounds like an actual proper fireworks display, like the big ones.
Maybe it's some rich even.
No, that sounds like them ones where they're putting wires in and then they
God. I've got one.
you know them big proper fireworks display, innit? That's not like little fireworks, but anyway.
Yeah, can I grab this one before we close? Because we're talking about these celebrities in the households. 1 Timothy 3:4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church
Yeah,
of the
one
Most
thing,
High?
this is done on purpose. Like a lot of these celebrity relationships are not real either. They're like fabricated relationships. That's why, and it's done on purpose because if these are the people you look up to and you emulate, bro, look at their lives. Their lives is constantly breakups and divorces and madness.
Yeah, emulate them.
So then the normal common people that look up to them are going to end up emulating that way of being. You know what I mean? I know if you notice the ones of them that just keep their shit wired down tight, they don't get no limelight. Like I remember sometimes you might see a guy and then you could be an actor, you know, and he'll be like, oh yeah, man, he's been with his wife for like 25 years and they got good kids, and it's always the low key. It's not the top tier ones, it's the low. And then you're like, well, how come that doesn't get like? How come he ain't on a podcast talking about how he successfully keeps his family together for 25
They
years?
said they all smush.
But it said you get the red tape,
Amber Heard.
Amber. That's the people getting the limelight, the ones that are fuck ups, because they want them to be on the front street, the drama and the fuck ups, instead of saying, "But here's someone who's functional. Let's have a look at them."
The way they kind of paint is like, because you know the lower guy's life is kind of messed up because he's poor and broke and that shit. They like see dysfunction in the entire relationship. Like, oh, they're just like us. They're rich, they're just like us. So it makes you feel normal. This shit ain't meant to be fucking normal, man.
You know, you're gonna be looking up to everything because you're looking up to what's better, and that's what Israel represents overall. Because we're gonna be the nobility of the whole earth. Perfection. You're supposed to have perfection being the thing that you look up to, not fuckery, not degeneracy. That's only gonna make you into a degenerate. That's what you deem as being high status. That's what you look up to.
It makes you feel like it's okay here, and it's not.
Not even just okay, desirable.
Man.
Is it? Yeah.
Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep, therefore, and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Which proves that the Israelites are going to be above them. So it's in the sight of them. We're going to be telling them.
It's like I keep saying about that, man. These other nations are spectators.
Mm.
They're there to watch the ascension of Israel.
Mm.
They're not participators of it, of the new covenant or nothing. They're going to sit there and watch and admire and be in awe of what the Most High is going to do for His children.
They should. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It says, and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so
And this is what makes us better. It's not because we're just better just off merit. Like the Most High giving us a way, gave us the way to operate on the earth that these other nations don't have, and that makes us better, right? Because the Most High is with us as a nation, and gave us these ways. That's what makes us better, and that's why we're suited to rule the earth. And these men are not really. That's why we're not even in positions of power. They just fuck everything up. And although we've done the same thing, we've done it on not doing what the Most High told us to do. But when we're going to be all going to be changed, right? We're going to be given these commandments in that, in the inward parts, and we're going to rule with perfection.
Perfect.
And so these nations are going to come to that perfected way.
What's better than perfect? Who can be the perfect should be the rulers. Who's better to rule than he who is perfect?
That's what you want.
If you have an imperfect ruler, he's going to get corruption and madness.
Because that's the thing people complain about now. Our politicians corrupt, and because they're fucking wicked, they're not perfect.
Exactly.
You want a man that's perfect in righteousness to be in rulership, man. So you can like, it's good. It's good for us. It benefits us. But these men,
The sons of God.
that's it.
Which you saw preview.
Instead of the sons of men.
I've never seen someone have, this guy will get like 12 pork ribs and be on the computer scrolling with the pork ribs.
I'm sucking the juice out of that bottle. Alright. Death to the bacon.
Death to the bacon. Power pushing.
Double honesty.
Double honors.
Elders. Great wisdom. Shalom.